Good evening.
Good evening to you, sir. What can I do for you on this fine summer's eve?
I have a question for you. Have you ever felt naked?
Well, I've been naked and I felt, and not going into too personal details, yes, I felt naked, yes.
Well, have you ever, after the 30 seconds of feeling, have you ever thought...
Ew, I don't want to hear that Black Eyed Peas song anymore. I've got a feeling. Woo-hoo. Tonight's been a good night.
Not for my friend. Why? They were unconscious. And now they've woken up with a sticky face.
He was always my favourite Batman villain, Sticky Face.
Oh, God.
Anyway, why were you asking?
I was going to say, well, after you've had the feeling... yeah. Have you ever thought, my God, I need something to hide the shame?
Constantly, sir, constantly.
Well, here at 50 Foot Nerds, we may be able to help you with something to cover that shame.
Oh, my God, have you got 50 Foot Nerds branded boxer shorts? Or
no,
tissues?
What?
Or tissues?
No, but I shall get onto that.
Okay.
No, for the meantime, we do have 50 Foot Nerds t-shirts, though.
Ooh, sounds like a plan.
Yes, indeed. And if you're wanting it to hide your shame, you should probably get to the first brand of shirt. They all have the 50 Foot Nerds logo on the front.
Lovely.
But the back, you've got 10 different sayings. If you are wanting to hide your shame, you should probably go with this one, which is Goosh.
Ooh.
But you've got plenty of other ones. You've got Hebe Graveyard Dead. You've got They All Float Down Here. Sorry. You've got, well, another slightly appropriate one, depending on where you are and the circumstances of your touching yourself. I'd jizz on that for $1. And the next one's appropriate as well, actually, because it's I've got sexy hands. After that, we've also got Ghost Hawk.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you. We've got that one as well.
Oh, I didn't mean that. I mean, I've actually just come. Sorry.
It's like coming. You've been exercising too much.
It's not a tumor. Yeah.
It's just my balls.
Was there any more?
Yes, there's Thwippity Thwip.
Which is also the same noise it makes.
Oh, God. That's
what Spider fans. Thwippity Thwip.
Oh, God. That's... Oh, God. Do you reckon that's how Stan Lee prepares girls for when he's giving them a facial?
Excelsior!
Oh, and he's like, oh boy, I'm about to shoot my web.
Oh damn, I'm out of web fluid. I'm old.
Oh God. Oh, please don't tell me that's what the old men's club do with that just consists of Stan Lee and Michael Caine.
I remember there was one day when I wanted to bang this girl, but I couldn't, because I had no jizz left. Oh boy, me neither. Whippity whip, not anymore.
She wouldn't come near me because my balls were the size of a tangerine.
I've just realised my Michael Caine sounds like the guy who is in With Nail and I, and also in Wayne's World 2, and he had to beat them to death with their own shoes.
What?
Should we finish this t-shirt list?
Probably. Where did I get... No, why?
Hey, what? Oh, that's another t-shirt.
It is. And the last one, seeing as we've been doing it, is Tap Dancing on Gravel since 2012.
Nice one.
We may add more t-shirts in the future.
Indeed.
But by the sounds of it, they're just going to get consistently more wrong.
Yes, indeed. Well, speaking of more wrong, if you want to text photos of the Thwibbity Thwip to your significant other, or maybe you just want to show off your love for the podcast, why not? Put your iPhone 4 or iPhone 4S inside one of our 50-Foot Nerds branded iPhone cases.
Oh yeah, we've got those too.
That's right, it's an iPhone case with the 50-Foot Nerds logo on it. It's a beast.
It is, and if you order both together, if you order them anyway, either of them, you also get a bonus podcast.
A super sexy bonus podcast.
As sexy as why you're hiding your shame. Yes, we haven't decided what's going to... Well, we've kind of decided
we know what's going to be in there.
Yes.
Don't worry, we know. Gosh.
But,
gosh.
You don't, which is why you have to buy the shirts.
I do. Them. Yes.
Yes. Or the iPhone case.
Or the iPhone case, yes. Either way, give us your money and we'll reward you.
Yes. We haven't actually told them how much they are, though, so
that might be a problem. Let's do that.
Yes. Well, for a T-shirt, I think no matter where you are, we shall charge you £15.
Amazing. What value?
Indeed.
And for an iPhone case, no matter where you are, we will charge you £7.50.
Again, a good price.
Indeed.
If you buy both together, you'll not only get... I've just decided this. You will not only get both products and a bonus pod. I also have for you...
If that ends with you going, yeah, thwibbity thwip, I'm out of here.
You have a giraffe-shaped balloon!
And that's what Stan Lee says to his sexual conquests.
No, he's like, oh boy, Spider fans, let me rub my balloon.
Let's not go any further with that.
Yeah, this is kind of devolving into weirdness.
Just every other regular show. So tell people how they can get their hands on these t-shirts and iPhone cases, Andy.
That's a fair point. If you want to order them, you need to contact us.
Yes.
And the best way to do it is via 50footnerds@gmail.com.
Mm-hmm.
You can get hold of us there. If you want a T-shirt, just email us with. Either way, just email us like your name, your address, and stuff, and then email us telling us if you want a T-shirt, just put in the tagline, "Hide my shame."
If you want an iPhone case, put in your tagline, "I want to share my shame."
Yes. I was going to say hide my phone's shame, but either way it works. And if you want both, put, I may want to hide my shame, but I want the options of sending it to people.
That's a long email. The headline thing. Yeah. So, if you want a T-shirt, tell us what size and who you are and what have you, your address and what not. Or, again, if you want an iPhone case, just say that. Again, tell us who you are and where you are.
If it's a T-shirt, tell us which one you want to.
Yes, of course. And what we'll do is we will email you with the link to the Super Secret Sexy Bonus podcast, and also with a PayPal address. Once you've in fact, no, actually, do we send the podcast first or not? No, we don't. Once we've received your money, yes. Once we've received your money, that's when we send you the bonus podcast link.
Yes, because otherwise, how do we know you're not just going to steal it?
That's very true. That's very true.
You scumbags!
I will stab you in the nose! So yeah. If you buy stuff...
Was that your impression of future Andy? I've already stabbed them in the nose!
That wasn't my impression of future Andy, actually, but yeah, it's nice to have future Andy on an advert. So buy some stuff from us, and we'll be nice to you. Simple as that.
Yep. Now I'm off to masturbate.
Have fun.
Yay!
This is Colin Baker, who you may say, that's right, and you are listening to the attack of the 50-foot nerds, you demented people.
So there you go. Right, show then.
Yeah, it turned out that none of that previous conversation we'd had where Zoe was there had been recorded, but it's recording now.
Okay, good.
So,
well, let's rock and roll.
Yeah.
Or as the French say,
live rock and roll.
Yes. That's how you speak in a foreign language, is you just say everything in English but louder.
And slurp some words.
Yeah.
Or as the Germans say, das rock and roll. Or as the Italians say, pizza. I don't know.
Pizza. Oh, God.
I was going to say Mario!
It's a me, Mario. Hey, Luigi, it's not a Yoshi. Let's go.
Or as the Japanese say, is it rock or is it roll? Rock or roll! Place bets now! Ding 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 ding. Etc.
Let's just go on with the show, please, before we go insane.
They came like a bolt out of the blue to discuss everything in geekdom. When Andy and Mike get together, it is the attack of the 50-foot nerds.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to episode 24 of the Attack of the 50-Foot Nerds podcast. I am your amazingly talented and sexual host, Mike Bell, and with me, as always, is my... he's devastated the American Eastern Seaboard this week. He is my co-host.
I don't remember doing that.
Hurricane Andy.
For fuck's sake.
What? How does it feel to knock a funfair into the sea, sir?
To knock a what into the sea?
A funfair, or as the Americans would call it, a carnival.
You know, that kind of feeling when you think, I've got ice cream, and then you get there, and it turns out that it's actually a cabbage. It's that feeling.
That's what you get for looking in the salad drawer of your shower fridge instead of the freezer.
Fair point.
But whatever. We've got another guest for you this week.
I found a severed head.
We've got another guest for you this week, folks. She is from is it the PrincessCast? Is that the one?
Panels on Pages PrincessCast.
The Panels on Pages PrincessCast.
Our first PCN guest. Yay!
Yeah, from the Podcast Network. So guest, please reveal yourself.
Well, it doesn't count since I'm usually a guest on their shows.
I thought you were
She's a semi-regular on the Princess.
I was going to say you're a semi-regular, so I took it that you were actually a host.
No, semi-regular guest.
Well, whatever. You're on the PCN network more than I am.
She is to the Princess Cast as Paul Griggs is to us.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. So say your name, so people know
Christina.
who you are. Christina. She doesn't have a surname. She's like Madonna or Blair. I don't know. No. Tell people your full name. Don't be shy. It is. Okay. So.
No, because that's going to bring up the Hitler jokes again.
I never did a Hitler joke. I have no idea what you're talking about.
It's not on the recording, therefore it never happened.
Yes. Well, anyway, we have Christina Hitler with us this week. Jeez.
For fuck's sake.
And, no, she's not as camp as you'd think. Well, yes, it's the Attack of the 50-Foot Nerds then. Just as I do at the top of the show, if I remember, I'll let you know how to get in touch with us. We're on Twitter, which is at 50-Foot Nerds. We've got the email, which is 50footnerds@gmail.com. And you can get us on the Facebook, which is facebook.com/Attack of the 50-Foot Nerds. Now, before we get into how everyone's week's been, I know I made a joke of it earlier, but I just wanted to talk about Hurricane Sandy, first of all. That's completely devastated, as I say, the eastern seaboard of particularly the New York and New Jersey areas of America. They were really hit hard. We are big fans of the Tell 'em Steve Dave podcast on the show, and in particular...
This is the entire reason we started doing this in the first place, really.
Indeed, yeah.
That was where we met.
Yeah, I mean, so that's the closest connection we have to that, and from listen to updates on the Smodcast Network and also on Twitter, it's Walt Flanagan from Tell 'em Steve Dave and Comic Book Men, and Michael Zapsik from Comic Book Men and I Sell Comics, their podcasts. They got hit really hard. Walt's house is pretty much gone. Mike's has been has been severely devastated. So we hope those guys can get back on their feet soon and get sorted. As for everyone else who was hit hard over there, our thoughts and prayers are with you, and people listening to this who, wherever you may be in the world, particularly in America, if you can, get help to them. Go donate blood, go donate any old clothes or, bottled water or anything like that. If you're in the local area, get it to them because they need it. Anyone around the world, get online, get to the Red Cross US website, donate some money. Just do what you can for these people. I know there is a 24-hour podcast for the victims of Sandy that's going to be coming up soon. So check that out. I'm sure I'll mention it on our Twitter more towards the time when it happens. But do what you can for these people because no one should have to go through that. It's terrible. So with that out the way, then I'm going to ask our guests. Then, Andy, first of all, how's your week been, sir?
Not bad. Today I actually did my first day at my new job, the new location of my job, and it was pretty fun. Ooh. One resident said, "Oh, your long hair, it's horrible. Why do you have it like that?" and stuff like that. And then so I offered to take her to a Slayer gig.
Okay.
She didn't get it.
No shit.
And then what else happened? I finished recording a rap song earlier before we started recording this, so I will have that edited and uploaded and everything by the time this show is edited. I also need to edit and upload the previous week's show.
I'm sure that'll be up ASAP.
Yep.
The show, the song that you've done, where's that going to be so people can go and grab it?
That will be on vaultsofextoth.bandcamp.com. I will probably link it on Twitter and stuff anyway, so just follow that. With music by other panels on pages, fellow Goat.
Go and listen to that, folks, because I've listened to Andy's stuff and he is good.
Yay!
Christina, how's your week been?
Awesome.
Okay.
Until everybody came to work.
Well, what happened at work?
I love working alone until everybody comes to work.
Oh, basically, so it's just being around people that you don't like.
Yeah, basically I got to be at work alone for most of the day, and then everybody else showed up, and I was like, oh, there goes my peace, quiet, and serenity.
See, this is how World War II started. Hitler should never have taken that job in the kosher butchers, Should never have took that job. There's going to be a lot of German jokes this week, folks.
Okay, my last name's Reichel.
Reichel, Hitler, what's the difference?
Oh, is that how you pronounce it? I thought it was racial.
That's what everybody thinks.
Fair enough.
No.
Everyone's like, Miss Rachel? It's like, who's Rachel? Oh, you mean me?
Well, if those people who don't like you because of your surname, they'd just be racial prejudiced, It's come on. No? Okay. I'm here all week, folks.
Try the steak.
Back to the kitchen.
No. I was going to say I have the opposite problem with my last name, because I tell them it's Wears, and then they all spell it wrong. I'm like, no, spelt this way.
Yeah, Siri on my phone, when I try and text you, I have to say, text Andy Wears.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't understand Wears.
Yeah, because he's a dick and he works for Skynet.
How dare you? I'm going to punch you in the face.
He can try.
I have no arms. My plan has failed. Yeah. My week's been okay.
12 years.
Yeah, I had the monthly
Space Flu
meeting. We had that this month. Yeah, it was good fun. It was our second attempt at a historicals meeting to watch, the historical based episodes of Doctor Who, because basically this time last year we were about to do it at our old venue, which was the Jacaranda in Liverpool, and when we turned up at the Jacaranda, it was closed. It had been completely shut down like the day before. So we couldn't have our usual meeting. We just went to a different pub instead. And sorry, my phone just vibrated. And so this
is that
time,
what's
1 year
vibrating,
later,
eh?
Yeah.
Oh.
Don't know why it vibrated, but whatever. So yeah, so this 1 year on, we actually got to have that meeting at last. So huzzah! Other than that, not much has gone on in the world of me, apart from it's actually the 5th of November as of recording at this point. So occasionally in the background, you may hear some fireworks going off, as it is bonfire night, Guy Fawkes night, whatever you want to call it here in the UK. So yeah. So if you hear any loud bangs, then it's not a poltergeist, unfortunately. It's fireworks.
So is the 5th really actually, like, celebrated everywhere there?
Yeah. 5th of November, yeah. It's what's the rhyme? Is it remember the 5th of November, gunpowder, treason and plot.
I know of no reason that the gunpowder treason should ever be forgot. Teaser.
There you go.
Hint, hint, wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Know what I mean?
Well, no, I mean, like, when the movie came out, I watched, like, historical things on the History Channel for it, and they said sometimes people celebrate it, but a lot of people are like, oh, no, you shouldn't talk about it.
No, pretty much.
No, everyone sets off a bonfire and sets off fireworks on November the 5th. It's tradition.
Well, not everyone, I don't.
Well,
you know
not
what we used to
everyone,
do?
but it always happens all over the country. It's like you always go, oh, it's bonfire night. I'm going to buy some bonfire toffee, and there's fireworks over there, and the local pub's doing a bonfire. We should go see it.
Yeah,
I mean, that's happened for, like, at least my entire life. So...
Well, what we used to do when we were kids is, like, my mum and dad didn't believe in spending money on fireworks. They'd be like, what's the point in buying fireworks to set up in the back garden, paying like 20, 30 quid on fireworks? They're going to go off and it'll be over in 5 minutes. What they said is, you may as well just stay indoors, watch the actual, watch other people's fireworks from out the window. So, watch them waste their money. What we'll do is instead was we'll get you, like, a bunch of sweets or something. And, like, they bring out the annuals. Every year, like, you'd have, like, they have, like...
Beano.
Beano annual, stuff like that. As I used to get, like, the Ghostbusters annual, the Ninja Turtles annual, that kind of stuff. So we get something that we can enjoy, reading over and over again or what have you, instead of, like, 5 minutes worth of, might get some sparkles or something like that.
Yeah.
But, yeah, that was pretty much it.
Yeah, that's, it's always been pretty cool.
Yeah. I did, a couple of years ago, I did go to the UK Fireworks Championships.
What?
In Southport. Yeah, it's
a fireworks championships?
Yeah. It's a bunch of companies. They ran it over like 3 nights. There was I think 4 companies each night, and they do like a musical medley that goes on for like maybe 10 minutes or so, and they set fireworks off to the music. So like they were doing your favourite Louis Armstrong. He's going, I see trees are green. And that bit where he goes, I hear them say, I love you. And in the sky, the fireworks lit up a big letter I, and then there was a heart, and then there was a big letter U next to it. And it was all in time with the music and what have you. And they do, there was a big smiley face at one point, and there was some good stuff. But the best part of that was there was a bit of an accident over on. There was like where they were doing it was over a lake. But
the best part was when people died.
Well, not far off, mate. As I say, there was like over a lake, but there was like a big bit of bushes next to it, and I don't know what happened, but all the bushes caught on fire at one point, and a load of fireworks set off when they weren't supposed to. So that was a bit of a fuck up. But yeah, and essentially what they do is these were like the heats or semi-finals or something like that. So whoever won them would go on to do another presentation at the main finals whenever they were held or what have you. But it was like 15 quid for a good 2 hours worth of fireworks. I mean, that's not bad going. Not bad going at all. I mean, people who live in Southport, they only have to look out the window, but they couldn't hear the music really. Whereas we could, being where we were. So there's that. So anyway, that's let's do a show then. Should we talk about some people in geekdom?
Yeah, we probably should.
Okay then.
Shriek in terror! It's time to discuss people in geekdom.
Sounder.
Sounder?
Sounder!
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 You're going to fit right in. Okay. First story this week we've got is, do you remember a little while back, there was all these rumours about whether Mulder and Scully had got together in real life?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you mentioned it when on the show where, in fact, it could have been only 3 episodes ago.
No, longer than that.
I thought you mentioned it when it was Simon and Paul that were being our Mike and Ming.
No, I'm pretty certain it was before that, mate. Couldn't tell you exactly when off the top of my head, but it was longer than that. Well, Gillian Anderson, who plays...
Did it involve cottages?
No, it did involve cabins, though. No, it's she's denied reports that her and David Duchovny are going out with each other. Apparently David Duchovny, well, he denied it at the time, but Gillian Anderson, basically is saying now that she was only playing with the press when she said, oh yeah, we're going out with each other. And now she's saying, actually, no, I was lying the whole time. So, there's a bit of confusion there as to whether or not they were ever going out with each other.
Then once it got in the press, they were like, let's call it off.
Yeah. So, maybe. That's what makes me think about it anyway. But, so there we go. There's some official denial there from both Gillian Anderson and David Duchovny that they're not going out with each other. So, just give us a bit of a catch up on that. Next story I've got is about Daniel Radcliffe, as we know as Harry fucking Potter.
Is he stored in the room?
No,
the room at Disney's.
Yeah, people who haven't listened to it yet, go and listen to our 50-foot bulletin, which we did this week about the Star Wars news, which will be coming to again later in the episode. But no, talking about the room full of mental actors that are locked up at the Disney offices. Daniel Radcliffe
guarded by 4 Samuel L. Jacksons.
That's right. He's not in there, but Brendan Gleeson, who plays Mad-Eye fucking Moody, is. But anyway, this one's about Daniel Radcliffe right now, and he's basically said this week in an interview that the reason why he kind of threw himself into his work after Harry Potter is because he didn't want to be known just as Harry Potter. Which, fair play to the lad. He's done 8 films as fucking Harry. And now that he's moved on, he's done he did the Hammer film. What is it, The Woman in Black? He's doing that new one right now, Horns. Mm-hmm. He plays that guy with the devil horns and what have you. So he's cracking on. I mean, fair play to him.
Yeah.
But every time I see him in a movie, I still say, it's Harry Potter.
And then the people say to you, why are you talking in that mad voice? Hello there, it's me, Harry Potter. Lord Laverduck, go blimey, governor.
Nagini!
Do you think he's in there, Voldemort, in the room full of mad actors?
He probably is, because he broke into the Disney offices and he's like, I'm looking for Heffelwig! Has anyone seen my name? Would you like to see... Yeah. I heard that Harry was here! Harry! And then Mad-Eye was like, Oi, you fucking mental! I'm sticking you in the room! Click!
I was there with your father! So for 6 years I waited with a watch up my ass, Harry!
Oh, God.
Everyone's had this watch up their ass. But
Christopher Walken on multiple occasions, apparently.
Okay, this is a quote from Daniel Radcliffe himself, which I'm now going to do in the voice that Christina's just given us for him. Somebody said to me after Harry Potter, "Are you going to take a break?" Radcliffe said, "Hang on, no, that's the article, not a quote." He's talking to himself in the third person. I said, no, I cannot afford to take a break. This is the time when the film world will be watching to see what we do next, and we can't afford to be inactive. The fear that failure is something that will panic me a lot. What? The fear of failure. Well, whatever. Shut up. Whatever opportunities I get for the rest of my life, governor, 99% of them you can trace back to the fact that I got this amazing job when I was 10. I still maintain that there was no place more fun for a boy than a film set. It's great because it's mad, and there's lots of stuff to play with and climb on. I loved it. It was great. I was the boy who lived under the apples and pears.
which is Cockney rhyming slang for stairs.
Mm-hmm.
So, congratulations, Christina. You've now contributed a new voice to the catalogue for the show.
Yep.
Oh.
Although the entire time I
Prince of
thought
Penguin.
Harry Potter was going to go, threepence for a penny, or something. I know that makes no sense.
Mash him up with offer. He's like, please, sir, can I have some more? Fucking more, you want, you bastard! I'll fucking punch you in the face! Don't speak to me about more! I'll gouge your eye out and replace it with my own fucking mad eye!
I'm currently looking at my own brain!
See how you like it? When you can see inside your own skull! You fucking wanker! But Professor Mad Eye... Don't call me fucking Mad Eye! My name's Jeff. Nobody ever asks. My name's Jeff Moody. But no, everyone calls me fucking Mad Eye. Fucking cunts. That's it, I quit. Fuck you all. You can take over from me, Gary Oldman. I was already here.
I am everyone!
And everywhere. Now,
Oh shit, why is that kid exploding?
that's why
Akira!
everyone's Gary Oldman. It's polyjuice potion.
Well, everyone's been drinking polyjuice potion. Where it's like Gary Oldman shaved his head into a giant pot.
Gary Oldmanicus.
Old Manicus.
Old Manicus.
Well, that wouldn't work because it turned them all into Michael Caine.
My wife is called Shakira.
Her hips don't lie.
But mine is broken. Because I'm an old man and I fell down the stairs.
Make your own.
I had to wait for Master Wayne to come and pick me up. No, I would read you the next news story, but for some reason me Firefox is broken. Oh no, there it is. Right, we've got 3 stories now about Matt Smith, who is obviously the Doctor. Yes.
Doctor Who?
Well, that's the first question. Yes, now, first of all, he's told people that he's not worried about being typecast after his time on Doctor Who. He says, if people want to typecast me, then they can. I can sit and have me egg sandwich and not really give a damn about it. Which is quite a strange quote. Because, I'm not
That's
gonna
why
read
you say it in the voice like, if people want to typecast me, they can. I'll sit and have me egg sandwich and not really give a damn about it. It's up to others.
That sounds more like a line from the fucking Yellow Submarine, the Beatles film or something. You gotta say it as like John
Believe me, if I told you I
if people want to typecast me, then they can. I can sit and have me egg and jam fuzzies and not really give a damn about it. It's up to others, said Thomas. And now that's it. That's the other fella. That's Ringo who does Thomas.
Yeah. Yes,
What?
it was Ringo.
That's me John Lennon voice anyway. And then you've got, hey, this is Paul McCartney, who's got a bit more of a shaky head. So.
How do you typecast the Doctor?
Well, Tom Baker didn't really get away from it, did he?
No.
Tom Baker is still Doctor Who to a lot of people, even though, like, he did, as soon as he finished Doctor Who, he went on and did Sherlock Holmes, which is basically just Doctor Who, but without the TARDIS. Essentially, he's like, yes, I've got to go and find the Ripper. Yes.
What's with the voice?
That's Tom B. That's my Tom Baker.
I was going to say, he kind of sounds like a lower version of that. Hello! Stroke guy.
I'm Tom Baker. Now my balls have dropped, yes.
Oh God! I'm dying!
Well, next piece of Matt Smith news is that he is open to the idea of a crossover with Stephen Moffat's other TV series, Sherlock.
That could be cool.
Yes, it's actually already talking about Sherlock, actually. But it wouldn't be the Tom Baker Sherlock, because that would be odd. It would be the Dirty Dirty Girls Love Him. It's Benedict Cumberbatch. His version. His version, yeah. I mean, what he says here is, well, it says originally back in 2010.
The only reason Matt Smith came up with the idea is because he left a plate of ham in his kitchen. He came back and Benedict Cumberbatch had stolen it.
Well, he turned on the kitchen light in the night and Benedict just flicked his head over and looked at him like he'd been caught in a
Like,
fucking...
yeah,
Like when-
he just points at him like a body snatcher.
It's like when you leave a little plate
It's like,
in the back garden, you find a badger. You know,
Hey?
like when you leave a little plate in the milk in the back garden, you find a badger or a hedgehog or something like that. You turn the lights on, it's like, "Huh!"
yeah.
Yeah. Well, back in 2010, Stephen Moffat says it would be quite hard to pull off a crossover event, saying that everyone suggested to him. However, Matt Smith says he thinks it'd work. He says because they just found each other so remarkable. But again, you know, the idea.
Batman, the Brave and the Bold have already had Sherlock meet Batman, so.
Oh yeah, that's the episode with the origin of the Grey Ghost, isn't it?
It's the origin of Gentleman Ghost.
Gentleman Ghost. Yeah, sorry, do beg your pardon.
And Etrigan's in it.
Yes, this is the second Etrigan episode, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, I mean, Moffat says the reason why it wouldn't work is, it says, because then you say that Sherlock lives in the same world as the Doctor and the Daleks and everything, and if there's a Sherlock Holmes story that depends on time travel being impossible, then, you know, he could just call up and meet the Doctor and says, oh, let's go back in time and see how this actually happened, you know. So, which I can understand his reasons to do it then. Yeah. Okay, and our third piece of Matt Smith news is that, remember he wants Peter Jackson to direct an episode?
Yep.
And he's also said that he'd like to get Danny Boyle to direct an episode of Doctor Who. Yeah. It says, writer Frank Cottrell Boyce, who collaborated, I'll say that in English.
Collaborated!
He worked with Danny Boyle on the Shut up. He told him that Frank Cottrell Boyce basically wants to write for the series, and he says that he'd want Danny Boyle to direct it, and so does Matt Smith, basically. That's pretty much it. Yeah, the rest of the story is more about the Olympics opening ceremony. So, yeah. Also, Matt Smith says he wants to get Edgar Wright as well, but I think he'd be too busy.
What with Ant-Man and
Yes.
World's End and
all the other stuff that he has on his plate. Yes. Well, I'm going to stick with Doctor Who news.
Higgs boson, whatever that other project was called.
Well, I've got one more piece of Doctor Who news in terms of people in geekdom, which is I don't know if you're aware of this, Christina, the program I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here.
No, never heard of it.
Now, basically what they do is they take a bunch of no-name or really like Z-list actors and celebrities.
I don't think Christina's going to be as uppity about the letter Z as Libby was.
Yes, that's for anyone who listened to our cameo appearance on the Two Funny Girls podcast last week. Yeah, that's to do with that. But they stick a bunch of like low-grade celebrities in the Australian outback in the jungle and have them do tasks, and so it's basically Survivor, but it's all stuck in one location as opposed to like moving them around, and they don't have majorly physical challenges to do. It's more just like
eat these insects, eat some kangaroo balls. That's
pretty much it. Yeah.
Interesting.
Get in this pit with all these insects.
Yeah.
Look at that. It's supposed to be a swamp. What's in there? Stars.
Yeah, they have to collect little gold plastic stars to win meals for the camp and what have you.
Who's presenting it? Anton Deck!
Well, the list of who's supposedly going into the jungle this year is leaked this week and includes, such luminaries of Charlie Brooks, who's on EastEnders. Let's see, David Hay, the boxer, Rosemary Schrager from Ladette to Lady, and also Colin Baker, former Doctor Who.
And sound a person for us.
Indeed, we should actually put that on the beginning of this episode.
We shall. Well, you'll have to send it me then.
Okay. Yes, Colin, the guy's in his 70s now, and he's not as slim as he used to be, put it that way. So I don't know how well he'd cope in the jungle. But, he's a nice chap. It'd be nice for the people of the world to see him, to just meet the man, I suppose. And I think ITV are very clever in getting someone related to Doctor Who because of the 50th anniversary next year.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, obviously the BBC are going to be hogging everyone. Like, we've said that Nicola Bryant may be going to do Strictly Come Dancing next year. So I think ITV need to cash in some way. So this is probably the easiest way they can do it.
Yeah, I'm just reading further down. It's like, producers are also said to be negotiating with actor and WWE star Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. I'm like, they get The Rock in. Yeah, but if they get The Rock in, they'll just be like, everyone will go, I want The Rock to do the challenge, and he'll go, alright, whiz through it, and nothing will be a challenge.
You mean Hollywood A-list actor The Rock? Yeah, because he'll be going in.
Yeah.
Hmm.
An unnamed 70s pop star and an unidentified high-profile former female MP. Wait, which MPs have had sex changes?
No, I mean, the only high-profile former female MP I could think of would be Edwina Curry, really. Or Mo Molan, but she's dead. So.
They should put Margaret Thatcher in it.
No. Other high-profile names said to be going in are Eric Bristow, the Dogs player, Pussycat Dolls member Ashley Roberts, Linda Robson from Birds of a Feather, comedian Brian Connolly, and Coronation Street Fitty Helen Flanagan. Oh yeah, goosh.
Is she the one that you
If you don't know who she is, Google her. You will enjoy.
Yes.
So
I'm not really too keen on her. She's like,
I'm not really keen on her personality and stuff. I just like to see her boobs, that's all.
Right.
Yeah, we've got a female guest this week. I can't be sexist, can I? Bollocks.
Yeah, you can.
Oh, right then. Yeah, I'd love to.
You have her blessing.
I'm gonna fuck up the bum. So
what was that?
Never mind. Right.
I don't think you're allowed to go that far. It's like, oh, well, in that case, I'm going to tell you a story that I wrote in my spare time with one hand about how I anally raped her.
And I wrote it in my own semen.
That's talented.
Oh, well, you know. That's
Goosh!
Right. Andy, break out the siren. The siren? No, not the siren. No, it's not. We haven't got a whiny bitch alert this week. No, but we do have another sounder. Break out the other sounder.
Okay.
And now, Mr. Marvel himself, Stan Lee.
Okay, yeah, Stan's been running his mouth again this week. That crazy old bastard. He probably works in your new place, actually. Probably lives in your new place, actually, thinking about it.
He probably does. I'm pretty sure when I was walking around, I heard someone...
oh boy, it's Andy Rees!
Oh boy, Excelsior! I got stuck in a shower fridge once!
It's in your shower fridge once. Well, Stan's been running his mouth.
He came to try and kill me after we made those comments about him previously.
Indeed.
Continuity!
Yes. He, remember a little while back, he was going, oh boy, Marvel are making the Black Panther and the Doctor Strange movie. Excelsior! Well, this time he's basically said it again, except now he's changed his statement to, they're all being made into movies. I can tell you there will definitely be a Doctor Strange movie. They're also working on Ant-Man, which requires really small cameras. I made a joke. Black Panther is being developed, one of my favorites, the Inhumans. All the heroes will eventually be made into movies. So apparently we are definitely getting a Doctor Strange movie, which kind of ties into rumours that Doctor Strange may be in Thor: The Dark World. But we haven't seen him on any of the set photos or anything like that as yet, so if we are having Doctor Strange, he's probably going to be, you know, as an indoor set as opposed to exterior location filming. So it'd be interesting to just keep an eye out in case we get any form of casting on that. But that would definitely be a Phase 3 movie along with Ant-Man. Let's see, what else has he said? Stan Lee's also talked about his executive producing responsibilities by saying he really doesn't do anything. I have very little control. I don't see the script. Occasionally I'll have lunch with a director or the star, like the guy making Ant-Man. I don't remember his name. I don't remember names. Or Robert Downey Jr. for Iron Man. We have to talk about the characters. That's nice of him. You know, making a movie about his characters. He's like, some British dude with stupid hair. He's making Ant-Man.
He's that guy, the one who works with the zombies and the policemen.
Yeah, that'll do.
If fact, I should make a superhero. Policeman! Yeah, that'll do!
Policeman. Oh, God. Oh, Stan.
Zombie Man! Yeah, that'll do!
Stan of the Dead! Yeah, that'll do!
Oh God, that wouldn't work.
He's a zombie, that's why he'll never die, because he died years ago.
The guys on the podcast already covered this.
But that Stan Lee's a zombie.
They went off on this massive thing where they were saying about how if Stan Lee became a zombie, would you kill him and go around cons, Comic Cons saying, "Yeah, I'm the guy who shot zombie Stan Lee," or would you like trap him in a glass case and take zombie Stan Lee on tours?
Oh, you gotta keep
do
the
the
case.
second part.
Yeah, because then he's mint in box, isn't he?
Oh.
What?
Mint in box.
Yeah, yeah, I'm in my box.
That'll do!
So, that's Stan.
Hooray, I'm Zombie Man!
Yeah, that'll do.
Wait,
I'm gonna say Dead Man.
Dead
Would you
Man.
teach him how to
I'm a
do
DC character!
like how they do in Shaun of the Dead? How he plays video games? Teach Stan Lee to write autographs?
Yeah, that'll do.
Excelsior!
Brains, that'll do.
And then he can do the gonk with William Hartnell.
Yeah. Oh boy.
Doing the Thriller dance.
Oh.
Oh God, who else was doing that? Oh, so we've almost formed a zombie dance troupe. So now we've got Zombie Stan Lee, William Hartnell, and Chris Benoit all doing the Thriller dance.
Oh,
to the gonk. Why are they doing a Thriller dance to the gonk? Fuck knows.
Why not?
Yeah. While Voldemort is chased by the Wurzels.
They're cutting off my nose, Harry!
Quick, get that elephant!
Get the fuck out of my way! I'm gonna be chopping off your fucking nose instead. I'm part of the Wurzels now, because I've got a brand new common harvester. Harry, even though I'm Irish, I don't know how I'm Cornish as well, but fuck off.
Get back in that padded room, you bastard! I'm sorry, what were we talking about?
I think we were going to move into the film section.
Probably.
Okay.
Thrills and chills abound in movie news.
Yes. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I mean, the big news this week was Star Wars, obviously. You know, but we covered that in the bonus 50-foot bulletin. If you want to hear our thoughts and fears and
our film proposal.
Yes, then head over to that episode. You can get that now on our iTunes or on our RSS feed, which is
feed.50footnerds.co.uk.
That's the one. Yeah, so you can get it from there. But to follow on from that is it's basically it seems that the episodes 7, 8, and 9 trilogy will be following Luke Skywalker after all. Now, it says here that according to George Lucas's biographer, Dave Pollock, the producer mapped out a 12-part story back in the day. So 7, 8, and 9 could only be the tip of the iceberg at this point. And says that this trilogy will be to focus on Luke Skywalker in his 30s and 40s. Now, Pollock says here, he says, the three most exciting stories were 7, 8, and 9. They had propulsive action, really interesting new worlds, new characters. I remember thinking, I want to see those 3 movies. And he added in reference to Disney's $4 billion purchase, "All writers will absolutely take his outline. That's in part what Disney bought." I don't know if he's from Yorkshire, but he is in my head. So,
get me a whippet! And a flat cap.
George Lucas released a statement voicing his desire to pass on Star Wars to a new generation of filmmakers. Andy, do you want to read George Lucas?
Yeah, let me find it. Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
Why am I doing it in a voice?
Yeah. Try and embody George Lucas, become one with the Lucasness.
What does he sound like?
I don't know. I can't remember.
Angry.
Angry. I've always believed that Star Wars could live beyond me! And I thought it was important to set up the transition during my lifetime!
Oh yeah, he's the demon from he's the Dark Overlord from Howard the Duck. That's who he is.
I'm confident that with Lucasfilm under the leadership of Kathleen Kennedy, and having a new home within the Disney organization, Star Wars will certainly live on and flourish for many generations to come. Bah! You will all die.
The salt!
I will destroy your ketchups. I have come to take your condiments away. I have $4 billion. I can do whatever the fuck I want. I'm taking a job as a pirate, Scar.
Put down the cup and the piece of cheese, Mr. Lucas. Following on from that news, it's basically the front runner for the directing position on the new Star Wars Episode 7 has been rumoured this week. It's none other than Matthew Vaughn, director of X-Men First Class, and it would appear... Whoa, what was that?
Sorry.
Someone just exploded. What happened there?
Sorry, my instincts just kicked in, saying no, he can't do it.
Why not?
Oh, I thought you said whoa.
No, I said no.
Oh, all of a sudden,
No.
I thought your chair had, like, fallen over or something, and you were just sort of like, whoa!
Any Star Wars related no's have to go, no! That's how you have to do it. Well, yeah, this is...
Go on, Christina, do that.
Yes.
Oh, I'm afraid this battle station will be quite operational when your friends arrive. Anyway.
If you join the dark side, your shoelace is untied. This is my attempt at a freestyle rap. For I am Emperor Palpatine, and I am the king of all things mean. I live in space in my Death Star, ho. Come along now and give it a go. I'm sitting here with Darth Vader. He's my man by my right side. I look over there, it's Luke Skywalker, and he's looking like a bitch. Yeah, motherfucker.
I don't know. I lost it. That's a Palpa rap. It's like a Volder rap, but with more Palpatine.
Look out for my mixtape with Ivan Ooze.
Well, this is the reason it's rumoured why what's his name now? Matthew Vaughn, that's him. It's written in front of me as well. That's rumoured the reason why he's dropped out of doing X-Men Days of Future Past, and which may as well read in my piece of news that I had later that I forgot to link to this, but it's Bryan Singer has been officially confirmed to take over as the director of Days of Future Past now, which this rumor could in fact be true then, if that's why he's not going to be doing it. So,
Christina, you're gonna have to stage a protest.
And how come we won't watch?
Yeah.
Go? No.
No, just stand
there. Yeah, stand in the street with a big sign going, "It's a trap!"
I'll dress up in cosplay as him and say it's a trap.
Oh, you do that, I need to see photos where it didn't happen.
I've just got a mental image of you dressed as Matthew Vaughn now.
Matthew Vaughn? Fucking... The other dude, what's his name? Admiral Ackbar.
Yeah, I know, but you were just, like, dressed as him. I was like, I knew you meant Ackbar, but the first thing was like, Matthew Vaughn? And I just imagined an army of Matthew Vaughns going, we don't want to direct this picture!
Actually, I think that'd be funnier, because then people would just be confused.
Yeah.
Be very confused. Even I'd be confused and I'd know what you were on about. So, but what else?
And then we turn up and go, we've got a script.
Yeah.
It's like, we stand in there, and whenever they turn the page, we're behind them and go, "Meh." Please stop doing that. I'm sorry, it's compulsory. Look at the front. We've added a note to the front of the script saying, whenever the page turns, directors will go, meh.
But we're not the directors, we're only the
writers. Writers will go, meh. Oh, so Matthew Vaughn stood with us and he's going, meh.
Mr. Vaughn, why are you still doing that? I don't know, it's written on the page, I've got to do it. It's in my contract. You're paying me millions of dollars to stand here and go, meh.
No, he'll do it wrong and he'll go, meh. And we're like, no, it's meh. He's like, meh. I'm like, no, meh.
Meanwhile, George is in the corner counting all his money going,
I can buy all the hot sauce. You'll do whatever's written on the page because you paid me and I control the universe. For I am George. Come, Howard.
What is it? Is he like his Igor or something?
Yeah.
He genetically created one with his $4 billion.
Yes.
Finally, I can use all my money to create a real life-size Howard the Duck. Oh, brilliant. Okay. What's next? Right, okay. Keep your money in your pockets, people, because Ghostbusters 3 ain't going to be happening when you think it is. Filming has been delayed.
Sneak up on you when you least expect it.
Okay. Boom. Like that. Ghostbusters 3 was supposed to be filming in the springs, probably around March time. It's now been delayed until the autumn. So, no reason as to why, they haven't said. It seems to be something to do with the budgeting, but, that could be any number of reasons being masqueraded. You never know, it may be to give Bill Murray more time to change his mind, but I doubt it. So, it's going to be held back a little while, but that means it's going to be in the pictures in 2014, which will be 30 years since Ghostbusters 1. Which would be pretty cool. Yeah. Let's just hope it can live up to the expectation. Now, next story is, I spoke to Andy about this, was it yesterday, and you just went, ooh, when I told you, didn't you?
I believe so.
Yes. The rumour is that Guillermo del Toro, or in his real name, Guillermo del Toro, is going to be working on a movie called Heaven Sent, which is essentially Justice League Dark. And would involve a team of DC's more...
It looks like New 52, basically New 52 Justice League Dark with extra people.
Yeah, the team would comprise of Deadman, the Spectre, Swamp Thing, John Constantine, the Phantom Stranger, Zatanna, Zatara, Sargon the Sorcerer, and Etrigan the Demon. That's a hell of a team.
Yes. Because I said they get you to play Constantine.
You did indeed, yeah. And
you were like, I can take up smoking.
Yeah, why not? It's, a chain-smoking scouser who can talk to the dead. It's the part I was born to play. That's why not. And let's pray that they actually did make him scouts in this one instead of being done by bloody Neo. You know what I mean? It's like, whoa, I can speak to ghosts. Oh. Because what was that? I mean, that Constantine movie, the last one, was a big fat pile of me arse balls.
Arse balls?
Yeah. It's balls and arse together. Arse balls. Coming soon from Bandai.
What the fuck? It's a new name of a new Transformer.
Yeah.
The fuck
What would they transform into? You don't want to know.
I was going to say it's like a combiner, like fucking Devastator, but it's like 6 robots that turn like 2 robots each turn into a ball and one turns into a giant arse.
Well, yeah, be a combiner one, yeah.
We've thought about this too much.
Indeed. So, I mean, what would you think to that? Obviously, we're going to have a Justice League movie in 2015, a Justice League Dark movie alongside that. I think
So
that.
are they actually doing a Justice League movie?
Yes, it's confirmed now that the legal ramifications and wrangles are over for Superman, but with regards to who owns the characters, whether it's the DC or the Seagulls, rather Siegel and Schuster, now that's all over and done with. DC can actually move forward with the Justice League movie, and there's no director attached as yet, but they are definitely put out in the same year as the Avengers and Star Wars Episode 7.
Oh, big year.
So, Avatar 2 will be out that year as well. So,
Fucking Avatar.
get saving now, kids. So, what do you think to that then, Christina? Would you think a Justice League Dark movie would work?
Being the fact they really haven't made... Really, the only good, successful franchise of DC has been the Batman one, and that's the recent one from Nolan. And they failed at ever trying to make Wonder Woman into a TV show. They failed every time they tried to make a Superman movie. They failed at Green Lantern. It's like they seem to be aiming a little high instead of trying to build. Like, I think they should have done what Marvel did in building each individual character up. And then do a tag team movie. Not just do a tag team movie and destroy
Yeah, but now if they do that, everyone will go, oh, you're ripping off Marvel, and Marvel will go, I'm going to sue you.
Yeah, DC are saying, we found a different way to do it, in as much as we don't want to be called copiers.
I don't know, I don't see it working out so well.
I reckon so long as they get a good script, they could probably do it.
Well, apparently the George Miller team up the Justice League movie, the one that was supposed to be kind of done in what's the word, the motion capture movie that they had going. That was, they had suits done for it and everything like that. It was all ready to rock and roll until it got shut down. Apparently the script for that was really, really good, but for some reason it got shut down. We're still not entirely sure why. I don't know why. I mean, if that script is so good, why don't they just pick that one up again and go with that? It's ready.
Because it doesn't have the current Justice League roster in it, I guess.
I'm trying to think who was in it. I know we had Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, The Flash, Green Lantern. I think it was the Jon Stewart Green Lantern, actually. I think Aquaman was in there. I'm not entirely sure.
You wouldn't be.
No, I don't, pay attention when it comes to Aquaman, that. Because why should anyone? So,
Christina, which side are you on? Is Aquaman good or rubbish?
Rubbish.
That says it all.
Fuck off.
I'm sorry. He talks to fish.
There we go.
God damn it. Just...
I'm sorry,
Jared's on my side.
Well, Jared's not here, so fuck you.
I'm actually amazed Aquaman survived for so long.
Because it's awesome.
How is it?
The current Aquaman comic is pretty awesome.
Yeah, the current Aquaman comic may be pretty awesome, but the fact of the matter is, he's been around for like fucking 30, 40 years.
You've seen him on Batman the Brave and the Bold. He's awesome on Batman the Brave and the Bold. He's hilarious.
He's a douchebag on Batman the Brave and the Bold. The only reason people like him on Batman the Brave and the Bold is because John DiMaggio's performance where he's like, I'm Aquaman, everyone loves me, yes! That's the only reason people like him on that.
Why is he a douchebag on there?
Because he's just like, don't worry, everyone, I'll save you, and we will call this the adventure where Aquaman saved everybody. It's just...
That's a fair point, actually.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll give you that one.
I mean, what's it? The episode where he's gone on holiday with his family? He's in his fucking RV driving across the country, and he's so bored by it being on a holiday. He goes to see the other superheroes to see if they want his help, and they don't want his help. They're like, "Fuck off, Aquaman."
Apart from Blue Beetle, who's like, "Awesome! I get to fight with alongside Aquaman," and then he says to Aquaman at the end, "Oh, can I name the adventure?" And Aquaman's like, "Okay." And then Blue Beetle goes, "I've got it." Starts coming up with a name, and then Aquaman goes, "That's right. This is the other name." And then just goes, "Bye," and just runs off. And
See?
the Beatles just like, what?
Aquaman is an aquadouche. Yes.
But yeah, if it was a new DC, just like New 52 Justice League, it would be New 52 Aquaman, which is my point.
I'm sure they would base it around the New 52, obviously, so that would be an easy jumping in point for new fans.
Yeah.
But
which is my point. So Aquaman would be cool in the movie because he's cool in the current comic series.
Oh, right. So someone who's been cool for 5 minutes immediately makes them cool for the entirety of, ever. So if Jesus came around now, when dressed like the Fonz and fucking girls were all hanging off him and all stuff like that would make Jesus cool forever. As opposed to what he's been primarily known for the last 2,000 years with his sandals. Well, and the whole religion thing, but aside from that,
Jesus was always known as a magician. What are you talking about?
Okay. So Jesus is Paul Daniels, is what you're saying now?
Yep.
Oh, that's magic. Jesus and his sidekick, Debbie McGee.
That's who Judas was.
Yeah, Christina wouldn't have a clue.
Whenever Jesus performed miracles, he made Judas wear a spangly bikini.
Jesus presents Whizbit.
Yeah.
God. Anyway. Just for people who don't know, including you, Christina, because I doubt you know who Paul Daniels is. He was a magician who primarily did kids TV, and did all like those magic sets that you get. Like, it's Paul Daniels' magic set. Learn how to pull a rubbish out of a hat. Learn how to do card tricks. All that kind of thing. He really cashed in on his name, and his wife was his sidekick, Debbie McGee. And funny enough, I met Debbie McGee once. Have I told this story?
I don't think so.
Remember that wedding I went to? The celebrity wedding.
Yeah. Oh, you could have told this story.
I think I may have told the story. Well, my ex, she was my fiancée at the time, she was fucking hammered. And she was like, I want to go for a smoke. I was like, okay. So we go downstairs to the lobby of this hotel, and we stood outside. And she's having a smoke, and who stood there next to us having a smoke as well, but Debbie McGee. And instead of just leaving her be and stuff like that, my ex was tapping on the shoulder, going, "Oh, your earrings are amazing." I was like, "Fuck earrings! It's Debbie bastard McGee." She was the queen when we were kids and stuff. Instead of I just apologised and said it's okay, she's drunk, blah blah blah. And she's like, "No, you're Debbie McGee, your boss, blah blah blah." But the first thing she says is, "Oh, your earrings." Not fucking, thanks for being awesome when we were kids or not. It's fucking weird. But Debbie's just like, yeah, okay, whatever. Trying to give her the brush off kind of thing, and I ended up having pretty much dragged my ex back inside.
So basically what you're saying is that Debbie McGee was a queen when you were kids, but then when you grew up and met her, she turned out to be a twat.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying she kind of tolerated drunk people. And when we were older, that's the moral of the story.
Don't talk to celebrities when drunk, unless they're drunk as well. In the case of Brian Quinn.
Yes.
Although I don't know whether you count him as a proper celebrity. He's got a TV show, it's close enough.
Yeah, fuck it, yeah. Okay, should we carry on with the show?
Probably.
We've got some more film news. So, now, remember last week I said that Frank Grillo is going to be playing the character of Crossbones in the Captain America 2, the Winter Soldier movie. Well, it turns out he may actually be rocking up into the Avengers as well. Let's see, he was... where are we? Okay, so it says he was on an episode, during a recent episode of Matthew Aaron's radio show, the host personally called up Frank Grillo, who was in the middle of filming Homefront, to congratulate him on landing the villainous role and attempting to verify his sources. Aaron asked Grillo if he was making more Crossbones appearances after Captain America the Winter Soldier, to which Frank modestly confirmed. Yes, it's a good run, but more interestingly, after he left the chat to finish beating Jason Statham's ass, he said that according to the same Marvel rat that informed him of Frank Grillo's involvement, one of the future films that Crossbones will appear in post-Winter Soldier is the Avengers sequel, and that he's going to be being Crossbones in looking like 3 films, with presumably Captain America 3 being the third and final one. So the article that we're looking at here on comicbookmovie.com, they're basically hypothesizing here that we could be going towards a Masters of Evil route for Avengers 2. Which could be Thanos pulling together the Masters of Evil, which I don't know.
I just like that it says
it could be looking towards the death of Captain America. Which, spoilers if you don't know, find a spoiler cannon.
Fire the spoiler cannon!
For those of you who don't know, that Crossbones actually shot Captain America after the Civil War. In the comics. But he came back to life, so it's okay.
Yeah. Like every other Marvel character always does.
Except for Uncle Ben.
Except for
Except
what?
for who?
Except for Uncle Ben.
Uncle Ben, yes. Uncle Ben is the only person who's never come back to life. Even Bucky came back to life, for fuck's sakes.
I was going to say, Jean Grey was dead for 10 years, but I think she's back now.
Oh yeah, she's back.
Yeah. Uncle Ben came back, he just didn't come back in Marvel Comics, he just started making
came back
rice.
on the front of rice packets. Yeah. Try my new cooking sauce. With great power comes great taste. Let's see, what's next? Okay. Right, we've got
just like... Sorry, before we move on, I was just thinking, I just like that it says the Avengers sequel main villain is rumoured to be Thanos, and it's like, I'm pretty sure it's confirmed that it's Thanos, because it couldn't possibly be anyone else.
Well, I mean, not necessarily. He could just rock up in Guardians of the Galaxy and that be it. Which should be stupid.
Well, he was, because he was, the way that he appeared in the mid-credits scene in the first Avengers just looks, it was an obvious setup to have him be the villain in Avengers 2, because if they go, oh, that meant he was going to show up in Guardians of the Galaxy, it's like, well, why the fuck was he talking to the guy in charge of the Chitauri or whatever?
Which made me laugh, actually. I was watching that again the other day, and he's got a great line that makes no sense whatsoever. He goes, humans, blah, 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 and he goes, they are unruly and therefore cannot be ruled. I'm like, yeah, that's the fucking definition of unruly, knobhead.
Idiot.
That's like saying the fridge is open and therefore the food is warm. You know.
The ice won't break, therefore it is unbreakable.
Anyway.
I can't see, therefore I am
blind. Any more, or should we go on?
My tongue fell off, therefore I cannot taste.
I think, therefore wait a minute, that doesn't work.
I think, therefore I thought.
A pussycat. No, wait, I thought I saw a pussycat. Never mind.
This cat landed on its feet, therefore it did not land on its head.
Okay, I think we've beaten the comedy rule of 3 into the floor by now. Let's move on. Now, do you like Twilight movies, the pair of you?
They make me want to die. Depending what sort of Twilight it is.
What about you, Christina? Do you like Twilight?
As in that movie?
Yeah.
No.
Good. Because we're not talking about that. We're talking about the Twilight Zone instead. Yes. It's been long rumoured that there's going to be a new Twilight Zone movie, and indeed, up until recently, Matt Reeves, the director of Cloverfield and Let Me In, was, linked to it.
Christopher Reeve. I like
no.
Have a good. How's he going to get him to direct? I'm pretty sure he's dead.
Oh yes, he is. Well, do you know what the opposite of Christopher Reeves is, don't you?
The what?
The opposite of Christopher Reeves. It's Christopher Walken.
Fuck's sake.
What? I sat here in my chair for 20 years with a watch up my ass, and then I realized that I was Christopher Walken and not Christopher Reeves. So I stood up
and danced
around and found myself in the Disney office in the room full of crazy actors.
For some reason, there's William Shatner.
Oh my god. There's something on the wing! To take us back where we started. Yeah. So, they're going to be moving forward with a Twilight Zone movie, and it says that the plot here involves a test pilot who winds up breaking the speed of light, and when he puts down his craft, he discovers that he's landed a little bit late for supper, 96 years late.
Oh, God!
Oh, we heard that in stereo then. That was interesting.
I slept too long!
Very much, yeah. Oh god, there's a reference. Nice, I like that. Oh, fuck yeah. We didn't even mention how our Halloweens were, did we?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, we did for Halloween. Yeah, Halloween.
I was at work.
Okay.
As was I.
I went to work
God,
in
she's a
costume.
boring.
I went to work in costume. My costume was, I pretended was a guy who is actually caring about their work.
Fair enough. Well, for my Halloween, is I watched all 3 Evil Dead films back to back, and then I watched the Evil Dead musical as well. But before any of that, I actually watched before that, I actually watched the BBC's drama from 1992, Ghostwatch, which is awesome, and I advise everyone to watch it every Halloween because it's brilliant.
And you've you've advised me to watch it too.
I have advised you to watch it. I've sent Andy a copy of the movie or TV show, whatever you want to call it, and soon we're going to be doing a 50-foot commentary on Ghostwatch.
Indeed.
And hopefully we're going to have a special guest for that commentary as well. So keep an ear out for that one, folks. Anyway, so this Twilight Zone movie seems to be based on an episode written by Richard Matheson, who wrote some of the best Twilight Zone episodes, called The Last Flight. So keep an eye out for that one. Certainly sounds like an interesting idea, but the Twilight Zone movie that they had in the 80s was an anthology movie, which had, I think it was like 3 or 4 stories in there. So,
yeah.
One long movie, I don't know if that would work for Twilight Zone, or whether or not they should stick to the anthology formula, but, we'll find out, I suppose.
Yep.
Okay.
Reminds me of Captain America.
Yes, actually, you're right there. That's a good point, I hadn't thought of that. Yeah, I suppose.
Maybe it'll star Captain America.
No superpowers, though. Oh. Okay, we can skip that one, because that's a Bryan Singer story we've already talked about. Now, here's an interesting casting rumour that came up this week for The Amazing Spider-Man 2. It's been rumoured that Electro is going to be the villain for The Amazing Spider-Man 2. And in talks to play Electro at the moment is Jamie Foxx, who you can soon see in Django Unchained, the new Tarantino movie. I don't know if I like that casting.
I'm just slightly confused as to why they'd have Electro as the bad guy. I mean, that and it's like, I don't know, it just seems a bit weird.
Well, Electro was actually the villain in the James Cameron script from way back in the late 80s.
Huh.
Yeah. I mean, if they do go with Electro, I don't think they're going to be bringing that costume to the screen.
I was going to say, because it's like, it's green and yellow and his face looks like a star.
Yeah, I think they'd probably go along more the ultimate route of Electro, which is basically a dude made out of electricity. So, he looks a bit like, say, Dr. Manhattan, but with electricity coming off of him.
So would we get, like, electrical balls, then?
I don't know. Probably not. Thinking more Dr. Manhattan when he meets the president and stuff, and he materialises some underpants.
Okay.
Ultimate Electro makes a lot more sense as well.
Yeah.
Looking at the pictures, he's basically just wearing like a normal suit, and he's just like got electrified hands and shit.
Yeah, but if you read,
and he actually looks more like Jamie Foxx than the fucking 616 Electro does.
Well, 616 Electro is white for a start. We're saying that's So's Ultimate Electro, but still. But I mean, if you read, well, yes, trust me. If you read the Ultimate 6
I'm not being racist, I'm just being honest.
Racist.
Fuck off. If you read the Ultimate 6 arc in the Ultimate Comics, Electro basically goes on a rampage. He's not got his costume on, so he's basically just a living bolt of energy, essentially.
Oh, okay.
And yeah. So also when you fight him, I think you fight him in the Ultimate Spider-Man video game back on the PlayStation 2. I think he does that then as well, just energy. So, but I mean, I don't know. I don't think Electro is the right choice for an Amazing Spider-Man movie.
Yeah.
I'd love to see him go up against, I don't know, I mean, Craven is a great villain I want to see on the screen one day. Who else though? I'd like to see,
Madam Web.
yeah.
I'd like to see a real Venom and Carnage.
Yeah, but we're supposed to be getting the Venom spin-off movie at some point. So
Yeah, true.
don't count on seeing him in an Amazing Spider-Man movie. Obviously, film 3 is going to be the Green Goblin. Because that'll be the end of the death of Gwen Stacy story arc. I don't know, I think Craven would be good, but I think I'd like to see Mysterio.
The wrestler?
No, that's Rey Mysterio. No, Mysterio, the Spider-Man villain, would be amazing to see on screen. I mean, let's face it, his background is he's a film effects technician. So, you know, think of the stuff they could do on the screen with him. I mean, he does like his holograms and stuff. He can make dinosaurs appear out of nowhere and stuff, you know. That film could be batshit crazy if they wanted to put Mysterio in it.
Fair point.
Plus, I wouldn't have so much of a problem with Jamie Foxx playing Mysterio because he's got the goldfish bowl on his head. So it doesn't matter what he looks like underneath, really.
Because all anyone would see is goldfish.
Pretty much. Yeah. So.
Do you reckon that's what Mysterio actually looks like underneath the helmet?
A big goldfish.
Yeah, he's actually just a giant human goldfish.
He looks like Admiral Ackbar. It's a trap, Spider-Man!
That I've sent for you! Why do I sound like Mad-Eye Moody?
Fucking Spider-Man!
I can see you with my fucking magic eye!
They call my Mad-Eye Mysterio! Yeah.
Real name's Jeff.
Jeff Mysterio.
Looking, because you said about Ultimate Electro, I've been just in related searches on Google, it's just coming up with ultimate versions of all the Spider-Man villains, and all the Spider-Man villains, the Ultimate Universe versions, look fucking a load more badass.
Well, yeah.
Because like,
if you look up Ultimate Mysterio, his costume's pretty weird.
I'm just looking at Ultimate Scorpion and shit like that.
Well, Ultimate Scorpion is actually a clone of Peter Parker.
What the fuck?
Yeah. Yeah, there's Ultimate Universe goes a little bit different, to say the least.
Ultimate Mysterio, he's got a weird glowy head.
Yeah, right. They didn't do the goldfish bowl for Ultimate Mysterio.
Yeah, but in fucking... Well, that means that's what Mysterio looks like under the goldfish bowl, because I'm pretty sure in the Spider-Man thing, it turned out that the Mysterio in the Ultimate Universe and in the 616 universe are actually the same dude.
No.
I thought that was what they were hinting at.
Yeah, they are the same dude, but the alternate universe versions are the same dude.
What?
Yeah, in as much as Spider-Man in the Ultimate Universe and Spider-Man in the 616 universe, they're not the same guy. The alternate version's the same guy.
I meant the Ultimate Mysterio, it was actually the same guy.
No.
That's what they were hinting at.
No, they were hinting at Ultimate Mysterio had been moving between the universes. But it's not that it's the same Mysterio.
Oh, I thought they were...
No, I think Mysterio in the 616 universe is dead, actually, thinking about it. I'm not entirely sure.
Let me look. To Google! Let's have a look. Stuff. Tony Stark. Gwen Stacy. Kitty Pryde.
Jeff Moody.
Oh, is that Mad Eye's first name now?
Jeff, yeah.
Yeah.
I told you. The Return of Beck.
Doesn't tell.
Oh. There you go. At the end, there's one here. At the end of the main Quentin Beck character overview, it says, broken in every sense of the word, Mysterio saying that he's stealing an idea from Kraven the Hunter, pulled out a gun and shot himself dead. Whilst Mysterio has faked his own death several times in the past, this act was legitimate and Mysterio had nothing left to live for. So he did kill himself. However, it says that he's since come back from the dead. As we know, he lives again, always. No one dies forever in the Marvel Universe.
Nope.
No.
Never.
No. Let's see. Becca, when he comes back, it says, Beck appears in the school auditorium in a dark red version of his costume and confronts Clum, who was a imposter, Mysterio, before leaving him for Burkhart to deal with. I don't know who that is. Beck then confronts Miss Arrow, revealing that half his head is missing from the gunshot wound. Oh, that's lovely. And explained that he, having gone to hell for his suicide, his superiors in the afterlife sent him back to Earth to maintain a cosmic balance. His superiors want Spider-Man to continue working at the school, and Beck knows Miss Arrow has a similar role for the other side. Whoever that all is.
Huh.
So, he's come back because hell needs him there, apparently.
Random.
And that's your history of Mysterio for the 50 Foot Nerds. Yes. Okay. There we go. Mysterio, Ultimate Mysterio says, revealed that this reality's Mysterio was an android that was created by the Earth 616 Mysterio in order to conquer the Ultimate Marvel Universe.
There
you go.
Right.
So he was created by that Mysterio, but he's not actually Mysterio.
Okay.
There we go.
Fair enough.
Right.
So
Let's
was
move
there
on.
ever an Ultimate Mysterio then?
Sorry?
Well, it said that 161 Mysterio created Ultimate One, that's the android. So does that mean that there was never a real one?
Apparently so. I mean, I didn't read the article in full detail, I just flicked through, but... God, you make me read it again now. Hang on. Yeah, it doesn't look like there was ever a real Mysterio in the Ultimate Universe. There we go. Right, okay.
What just went boing?
Wasn't me.
It was me.
Okay, you made a springs.
Of you.
Right, I'm going to hand over to Andy now, but before he goes into his comics section, Andy's got a brand new section of the show that he'd like to introduce to us, and it will be explained by this little sounder.
Whatever the sounder is going to be.
Yes, Andy's comic stuff about mad movies. Whatever.
I'm Mad-Eye Moody, and this is my fucking films.
I'm Mad-Eye Moody, and these are Mad-Eye movies.
Oh god, that's gonna be the section name.
Mad-Eye fucking movies. Go on, get on with it.
Right.
Tell us about your bargain basements, Andy. I'm Mad-Eye Moody, and these are Mad-Eye movies.
Okay. You can tell that Asylum have gone, pretty far with their newest film when the tagline, instead of being something cheesy, basically just says, enough said.
Yeah.
Now, we all know what Asylum's famous for. Fucking... Sharktopus was one of theirs, wasn't it?
I'm not entirely sure. No, I think that was what's his name? Roger Corman movie. But anyway,
that sort of shit. And
Asylum do the mockbusters, and Roger Corman's kind of B-grade Sci-Fi Channel exclusive movies and stuff. That's essentially what this section's going to be. Andy's going to be bringing us news and discussion on whichever bargain basement movie he finds to discuss this week.
Yep. That gives me an excuse to buy really shit films from Asda now.
Yes. Yes, it does.
It does indeed. Right, so basically, this one film has been presented as a high-concept monster disaster movie, where they basically combined the whole disaster movie along the lines of, Twister 2012 and stuff like that, with shark movies like Jaws and Deep Blue Sea, and they've made a film simply called Sharknado.
God.
Yeah. It would, based on the artwork for the front cover, it seems that Sharknado is a tornado made of sharks. As opposed to a single shark with the body of a tornado. Closer inspection of the blurb suggests that it might be more to the Sharknado than first meets the eye. The official synopsis is, when a freak hurricane swamps Los Angeles, thousands of sharks terrified the waterlogged populace. When the high-speed winds form tornadoes in the desert, nature's deadliest killer rules water, land, and air.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Who the hell comes up with these ideas?
Sounds like a film that we would come. Oh.
Probably. I'll just be glad that this didn't happen in Hurricane Sandy.
Yeah. Well, it says, in the article, with Hurricane Sandy barely abated, the East Coast still struggling to recover from the damage, it seems likely that Asylum will want to downplay the origins of the Sharknado. Potential investors might consider a hurricane made out of sharks to be in bad taste. And then they suggested that the film was originally called Sharkicane.
There are sharks in New Jersey.
Yes, I've seen that photo.
I've seen 3 photos.
I've only seen one that's been proven to be real.
Yeah. No, I've seen 3, like, one's, like, swimming down the street as someone's sitting on top of their car, and then 2 of them are outside people's houses.
That's crazy.
I've seen one outside houses. But, yeah. Who would not go and see a movie called Sharknado?
Well, I would certainly take a look at it, at least.
Yeah. The only reason I found that out was because Tony, Twilight Tony on Twitter, the guy who runs Superfly Comics, the guy I faxed my dick to. Yeah, he invited me to. He added me to the population group on Facebook, and he actually posted that link in there, and I just went, "What?" Looked at it, I was like, "Oh God, if we don't talk about this, we are seriously fucking up podcasting."
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, that was basically it.
Okay, well, that's the first of Andy's bargain basement for you, and in that case now we're going to move through to the comics section.
Squirm in fear! It's time to talk comics!
Yeah, basically for the comics section, the first one I've just realised is slightly pointless to cover, seeing as by the time you lot hear it, you won't be able to use it anymore. It was basically just that today, being the 5th of November, is the DC Comics and Comixology running a 99-cent sale on issues of V for Vendetta. But by the time you hear it, everyone else hears it, they'll stop doing that sale. So, yeah. So I'll skip that one. The next one I've got is basically 6 reasons why a paper magazine is better than an iPad version. Let's have a look. Number 1, you won't get mugged over a copy of Vogue, but you will if you read it on an iPad.
True.
Makes sense. The person writing the article, Rick Verbanus, says, I've perfected over a number of years the art of walking down the street and reading. Mostly it's a book, but sometimes a magazine. I've trained my peripheral vision to scan for street furniture and rabid dogs while I digest the latest article in a glossy magazine. Never heard of anyone reading a magazine in the street and having it snatched out their hands to be sold in a pub to score a live iron of Colombian marching powder. The idea you would walk down the road reading off your iPad without it being snatched out of your Web 2.0 digits seems absolutely bonkers. Not only is there quick but small resale value, easily a tenner down the red line, but a clever sort of the criminal underworld will quickly rampage through your email account and gain access to numerous megabytes of personal and sensitive information. Fair point. Number 2, if I get my content hit digitally, I want it to be current. Which makes sense, because obviously if yeah,
there could be a difference between day and date. You know, stuff going online as opposed, you know, you could walk into your comic shop on a Wednesday to pick up the new copies, but the actual issue itself may not appear on the online version for another week or so.
Yep.
I suppose technically, yeah.
And places you can't read an iPad magazine, but where you can read an Ink on Dead Tree magazine. A bath, a football match, the beach, 10 minutes during takeoff and landing, drug fiend hangouts, edge of the swimming pool, whilst painting the ceiling, and apparently I would have said toilet, but a lot of my friends tell me no.
Come on, we've all done it.
I always read on the toilet.
There you go. And that's where we go.
I'm pretty sure everyone reads on the toilet.
Yeah.
Because otherwise it's just boring.
Yep.
Let's see. Number 4. A magazine helps me focus, apparently. Helps him. Because it says some people are of the opinion that if you can't check your Facebook or LinkedIn account, every 5 minutes they will vaporize in a puff of analog particles.
See, I'm like that about me Twitter. So.
Yeah.
I've got work like that. He's obsessed with checking his Facebook non-stop.
See, Facebook I'm not too asked about because I very rarely post on Facebook, but Twitter, that's my thing.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, but this guy almost kills me while he's driving the vehicle.
He's doing it while he's driving?
Yes! We'll be driving. I'll be in the passenger seat, he's driving, all of a sudden his phone goes off and stuff, and he pulls it out, and he's like all on Facebook, and then he's messaging, and then he's on Facebook some more, and I'm like holding on for dear life, like, you're getting too close to the vehicle, you're about to run us off the road!
Jesus. Okay, so maybe you shouldn't be doing that. Well.
It's kind of shit.
Yes.
But it makes sense with an actual paper magazine. A, you don't get the option of reading it while you're driving. And B, you can focus on what you're reading rather than going, oh, now I'm just going to flick over and watch fucking, I don't know, Tobuscus on YouTube or whatever for 30 minutes. And start flicking all over the place. See. Number 5, you can't invest in an iPad app. The guy who wrote it said he's not a magazine or comic addict, but he has a collection of vintage comics and dust covers quietly increasing in value 2000 AD, and he was around to buy the second prog of 2000 AD but never saved it, and it's now worth more than an iPad.
Cool.
Yeah, and no one's going to want to buy that copy of Popular Mechanics September 2012 off your iPad in 30 years' time. And even if they did, they can't, because it's against the Apple Terms of Service. You don't even own the digital magazine, you license it, which is my whole point of the Apple rant I went on the other week.
And it's indeed the same rant that Bruce Willis is kicking off about that recently, as we've covered. Bitch Willis, if you will.
With his partner, Alan Dickman.
Hello, Bitch Willis. This is Alan Dickman. I met Madame Moody today. He's a cunt.
What the fuck are you saying about me over there?
I've got to go now.
Give me that. Hey, who's on this phone? Who's on this phone? I'm gonna fucking put you down. I'm gonna shoot you in the face. Now come here, you.
No, don't hit me. Where are my detonators?
Throw him off the fucking roof.
What the fuck?
Yeah. Carry on.
What the fuck was that?
What? This is Madame Moody. Jeff Moody found Alan Dickman on the phone to his partner, Bitch Willis. So he threw him off the roof.
Random.
Yeah. Anyway.
And number 6, which is my point whenever I'm buying stuff and people are like, oh, why don't you get digital stuff? Like Kindles and all of this. I'm like, well, if I'm reading a paper magazine, it's not going to run out of battery.
Very true.
But, yeah, it's like, it highlights the portability and usability of Ink on Dead Tree media. Functionality of the magazine format, truly incredible when you think about it. The colour, definition, multi-usability. Don't think the magazine will ever be dead. So, blah-de-blah-de-blah. I still buy paper magazines. When I look at the magazine collection on my shelf, it gives me a warm feeling that I will be able to hand down my curated collection to my kids. If I did that with my iPad mags, Apple would send in the lawyers.
Who the hell hands magazines down to their kids?
A lot of people do, actually. Like, It's like, say you've got like some valuable comics or whatever. When you die and you know they're worth a lot of money, you pass them down to your kid. They can sell them on if they ever need any, need any spare cash or anything like that. Or say, like my friend's dad when I was a kid. I mean, we've covered this on the show before. He had stacks and stacks of American comics. He's American. Came over to England.
I mean, he's saying a magazine, like
yeah,
Vogue or Weekly Car or something.
Well, the guy talking, the one of the magazines he had in mind was like 2000 AD, which is
a comic.
Yeah.
So I mean, like I say, my friend's daddy gave he didn't give them to his son at the time, but his son was allowed to read them. That's how I got into reading all the 60s and 70s Captain America comics. Is because he said he gave them to him to read, essentially.
I mean, it's like my collection of White Dwarf magazine from for like Warhammer and stuff.
Yeah.
I've been collecting that since I first started collecting Warhammer, which is, like 2003. And I've missed a total of like 2 or 3 issues. So I have every issue from that, from like 2003 on, August 2003 onwards.
He's got like 9 years worth of issues. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
I guess just imagine him like when people say magazines, it's like sports magazines, not magazines like that.
Yeah, it could be like a stack of Playboys or whatever.
Wouldn't that be kind of creepy though? Like you get handed down these Playboy magazines and you.
That's why all these pages stuck together.
Here, son, don't mind the sticky pages and stuff. Those are the good parts.
You just like no. You're
I
busy
glued
using
them together because you're too young to see them. Dad, I'm 28. Doesn't matter.
You're busy using it, and then you're like, wait, my dad probably touched himself to the exact same magazines, the exact same pictures. This is kind of disturbing. Or you get the weirdos that open it up and find those stains and go, my brothers!
I will save you, and he starts licking the pages.
Oh,
join me.
We will become Mega Brenden.
Mega Brenden.
I don't know who Branden is. It's because I'm thinking Brenden Fraser.
Of course you are.
Brenden Fraser, now powered by his own father's semen.
Fuck's sakes.
That's how he's going to beat the mummies in the next Mummy film.
Oh, he's beating the mummy from his daddy's stuff.
Indeed.
Okay, so what's next?
Right, the next thing, basically, did IDW are relaunching Dredd, like they're doing a thing. I don't know why it's called a Dredd reboot, because the original version of Judge Dredd is still going on.
Yeah.
So it's not really a Dredd reboot when the original's still going. So it says that IDW have been talking about it, and they said it's something of a reboot, but it isn't really. But they also stated that Dredd is 5 years out of the Academy, so it doesn't interfere with current canon. Each issue will have backup stories that set up a larger one, and that Mega City 2 exists, but they will let the readers decide if the Apocalypse War happens or not.
Okay.
Classic 2000 AD Judge Dredd arc saw Mega City 1 invaded by the Soviet East Meg 1, halving the city's population to only 400 million. Apparently the fate of Mega City is all down to you!
Well.
I say they should have zombies.
Yeah. That also reminds me, that's why it's awesome. As much as you, I don't know if I mentioned this to you, like in a previous show, but my whole point of why it's actually an awesome thing that IDW is doing the My Little Pony comic. Do you know why?
Why?
Because IDW are doing My Little Pony, but they're also doing Judge Dredd. You can have a My Little Pony Judge Dredd crossover. Judge Dredd turns up and starts judging all the ponies. Oh no, even better, because they have the because every year so far they've had one of those what are they called? The events that they've had so far where it's like the first one they had like loads of comics be taken over by zombies, and then
like a company-wide
infestation.
Yeah.
And then last year it was like Cthulhu monster things. So next time they do it, you can bet that My Little Pony will be one of the ones. So he'll be like, I'd totally buy My Little Pony if they were invaded and half of them got killed by fucking vampires or some shit.
That leads into your next story, doesn't it?
Yes.
Which is an IDW.
Because I think we've actually talked about Mars Attacks doing crossovers with quite a few of the existing titles.
Real Ghostbusters and Transformers, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And apparently they're going to do Mars Attacks miniseries. The miniseries is going to be called Mars Attacks Honey Boo Boo.
Oh, sweet Lord Jesus, no.
Yeah.
Why?
What the?
Why?
Because we haven't suffered enough.
Apparently so. It was an aside in a New York Comic Con report from Bleeding Cool. The guy who wrote this article, Rich Johnson, said he thought it may have been a gag, but IDW actually repeated it. November the 3rd. So at Long Beach Comic Con IDW panel. So they said, if this is still a joke, please, for the love of all that is holy, IDW, stop repeating it. But
well, if it involves the Honey Boo Boo family getting destroyed by Martians, then fair enough.
Yeah.
But I mean, these freaks should not be given more publicity than they already have.
Indeed.
Indeed. Well, thanks for bringing us all down, Andy. Let's try and cheer ourselves up now. Yeah, let's try and cheer ourselves up now with some TV news.
Tremble at the might of the TV section.
Okay, so our first piece of TV news then is based on the S.H.I.E.L.D. TV show. Obviously, we've been keeping an eye on this one as it goes through, and it looks like it's been leaked that it's due to shoot in January, to air in the autumn. Now, obviously, that's pretty much the only news on that. Obviously, it's still Ming-Na Wen is going to be playing Melinda May in there, as we revealed last week. Also, Clark Gregg's going to be back as Agent Coulson, and it's believed that Kobe Smulders is going to be in it as Maria Hill. So it's not been confirmed anywhere as yet, but it's pretty likely. Okay, next piece of news I've got is, the next two pieces rather, are to do with the Star Wars, the Lucasfilm Disney merger.
Okay.
Star Wars The Clone Wars, as we speculated in the 50-foot bulletin, is going to be leaving Cartoon Network at the end of the 5th season. However, it looks like they're going to pick it up and run the 6th season on Disney XD, as opposed to doing a brand new show altogether.
Huh.
So that's interesting. I suppose they've got a story in line that they want to use and see out.
I was going to say we were debating whether they'd do that or.
Yeah.
I figured maybe they'd continue with the storyline so it follows on canonically, but then maybe it has a new name, like they did with Avengers Earth's Mightiest Heroes with the new version of that.
Yeah. Yeah, the Avengers Assemble TV series, yeah.
Yeah.
But as I say, it looks like they've got a definitive storyline planned out, so to give them at least one more season to finish that off, then that's fair enough, I suppose. I think they'd get that finished in time for episode 7. So I think you're probably only going to get 1, maybe 2 seasons out of it on Disney XD before they change it to be whatever. And the last piece of TV news is about the Star Wars live-action TV series. And it's pretty much, it says here that It says Disney CEO Bob Iger has told reporters, including Deadline, it says, "We really like Star Wars' potential on TV. Disney XD would be a great home for that." So basically,
Let
he's
me
saying
read
that
you
he
some
wants-
of my Vaughn poetry.
Yes, my Disney Death Star is hanging in the air in the same way that bricks don't. So he's basically saying that he wants more Disney stuff on the TV, which basically is good news for the live-action TV series, and probably means we're going to have that on screen, if not before the end of, definitely at the end of the new trilogy that'll be coming out. So, yeah, we'll finally get to see it, the Star Wars Underground TV series. Huzzah! And that's the end of the comic section.
TV section.
What?
TV section.
TV section, that's the one, sure.
Whichever section we're on.
Oh, you turned all stylophones, sir.
Me?
Yes. Oh, it's all good fun, this.
I'll come back.
I'm sure it will. Right, okay. If that's that, then we are going to move through then to the Any Other Business section.
Any other business?
Okay, right. First story in the Any Other Business section we've got for you this week is basically a follow-up on the stories we've been covering before in the past, and I think it's time to give you an update on the hunt for the Yeti. This should have its own sounder as well, shouldn't it? It should be like, biddy, and now it's time for an update on the Yeti hunt, or something.
Well, to be fair, the sounder should be like,
Hello, my name's Winston, and I'm on the hunt for peas.
And now it's Pea Hunt with Winston, the Bigfoot.
My name's not Winston, it's Michael Winslow.
Whatever. Anyway. Well, it's, the hunt for Bigfoot continues. He's been sighted this week, it says here. An American camper has claimed that Bigfoot threw a rock at him. Yes.
What?
Yes, the man who did not give his name, for fear of being ridiculed, surely, said that the creature that he saw in the woods was not human as I know it. He says he explained an object landed within 10 feet.
He was a foreigner.
No, man, he's from right down south, I'm going to say.
He was building walls and they kept disappearing.
An object landed within 10 feet of us that I know no human being able to throw it that far. It says multiple creatures were described as being involved in the incident in Dallas, Texas. Oh, so I am doing the right accent. It says, the witness, who compared the creature to something out of a Steven Spielberg movie, continued, there was one about 10 foot tall. A family group drew in close, 3 of which got within 15 feet of me. However, a representative from the Texas A&M AgriLife Extension Service, whatever that is, dismissed the sighting, saying, I've heard tales of Bigfoot all my life, and I'm hard-pressed to say there's any real basis to it. There's a lot of physical evidence that should be available that I don't see. And, apparently he's taken a photo of it, which is on this YouTube link here. But, there's no point in watching that, because no doubt it's all blurry and shit anyway. So, there's that. But that's not all in the hunt for the Yeti this week. Oh no. The hunt goes on in Siberia, which is what we've been keeping an eye on. Now, it says that the scientists in Siberia have found something in a cave in this Kemerovo region. They found some hairs that may be from the Yeti. DNA tests have been performed on these mysterious hairs, and they've revealed they come from an unknown mammal closely related to man. It says they may be from a human-like creature, which is not a Homo sapien, yet is more closely related to a man than a monkey.
I is not a homo.
Is what?
I is not a homo.
I is not a homo. What?
It was... It was an Ali G reference.
Oh, right. Oh, God. Fucking taking it back to 1998 there, so way to keep up to date. Thanks for that.
Because I just remember getting into a conversation with Daniel about it, and he had, like, some scientists talking about evolution and, like, how people were, like, humans were classified as Homo sapiens, and just Ali G going, but I is not a homo.
Homo.
I is not homo, mate.
I ain't from Homo. Give 20 beef at Mosh, mate. I'm going to need your Russian vocal talents shortly, sir. It says the newspaper, which cites an official website of the regional government in Russia as its source. Which newspaper? Hang on, I've completely missed that. It doesn't even say which newspaper. Oh, the Siberian Times, to beg your pardon. It quotes Professor Valentin Sapunov as saying...
I want my bird.
I want my bird.
We had 10 samples of hairs to study, and I lost the page. And have concluded that they belong to a mammal, but not a human. Or not the animals known to the area where they were found, like a bear, or wolf, or goat, or any other animal.
Such as a bird.
Damn it, my office.
Fucking hell. It adds the report gives strangely scant details and refers to speculation that the alleged sightings may boost tourism in the area. Sapunov, who's a professor at the State Hydrometeorological University in St. Petersburg, told the Moscow Times that he was 60 to 70% certain that the hairs belonged to the Yeti-like creature. Yet Jeff Meldrum, a biologist and cryptozoologist at Idaho State University, has poured scorn on the expedition which yielded the hairs. Oh, if he's Jeff Moody, please, he says,
"There was no expedition. The conference participants were accompanied by the press on a field trip to a cave site. In my opinion, the evidence found in the cave was fucking unreliable."
I could tell because of my mad eye.
Meldrum, who went on the trek, added in an article in an email to the newspaper,
"There was no other sign of occupation in the cave, except for a few old soda cans and snack food fucking wrappers."
So he's basically saying there was a homeless dude. They found a homeless dude's house.
It's like, I was looking for peas.
Didn't mention the pea tins. Yeah.
Maybe it was pea soda.
It probably was if the homeless dude's got nothing. He's got nowhere to go. Well, there we go. And the rest of the article is stuff that we've already talked about on previous shows.
Yep.
So, there we go. The Yeti. He is out there. Now, you're on the main continent where the Yeti is. What do you think, Christina? Is he out there?
He's in Germany?
Well, he's mainland Europe, and he's in Russia, so it's, not far. You'd have to swim to get to us. You haven't seen a Yeti?
No.
Well, proof are needed, ladies and gentlemen. Now, do you think he's out there, though?
We're more scared of, Nazi werewolves.
Ah. Well, just think of Camp Hitler the next time a Nazi werewolf comes to your door. He'd be there, he's like,
"Oh, can you let me in? I'm a werewolf, and I'd much like to eat you."
No, you're okay.
"Oh, go on.
No.
Please?
No.
You're no fun."
He walks away. There you go. Yes. Nazi werewolves, coming soon from 50-foot films.
Werewolves versus builders.
Nazi werewolves versus builders, the sequel.
Wouldn't it be Nazi werewolves versus KKK builders or something?
Oh, God. What they build?
The Ku Klux builders.
KKB?
Yeah.
Anyway.
They do nothing but build buildings in the shape of giant crosses. And then set them on fire.
Time to leave town. Now, do you think that the Yeti is really out there, though, Christina?
Not over here.
What about in America?
Most likely.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably a homeless guy.
I was thinking a mixture of a homeless guy bred with a bear.
Homeless bears.
The Yeti is actually just Yogi.
She's out there searching for picnic
baskets. I can't find my picnic basket. They keep calling me a Yeti.
Yogi, why do you look like a Bigfoot? Hey, I don't know.
Or is it Alf?
Well, I eat peas that I find in the bins because people think I'm a Yeti. But I'm actually only 4 foot tall. How does that work? Huh. Find me a cat.
Any more obscure 80s references we want to make tonight?
Maybe it's Seinfeld in a wig.
And what's the deal with peas in the bin? How come the homeless people are looking for peas?
I don't
know. Why does my balls seem to be in a vice?
I don't know.
What's the deal with my vocal cords?
I don't know.
Kramer runs in, he's like, oh my god, someone mistook me for a Yeti.
What, and then Clarice Starling shows up.
Yeah, singing the theme tune.
I'm Clarice Starling and you're watching Seinfeld.
Anyway. What's next? Oh, right, okay. We're talking about the police now. The Popo. Okay.
Sting.
It says, Alabama police have been called to the scene of a supposed shooting. Concerned pedestrians alerted authorities Thursday morning after seeing a pregnant woman slumped in a car covered in blood. Emergency services responded to what they believe to be a fatal shooting at the intersection in Birmingham, Alabama, as opposed to Birmingham, England.
They're going, oh, fucking hell, there's a woman being shot in a car.
Whereas over there, they'd be more like, God damn, the woman just shot in the car, how was she graveyard dead? They found out that she wasn't actually dead. She was just passed out in an elaborate Halloween costume. She was drunk and unconscious, with the car still in gear and the engine still running. She was basically a pregnant zombie. Her makeup included lots of face paint, fake blood, and a fake baby bump. And the officer said that you could understand why someone had thought she'd been shot. She was then handcuffed and taken to the city jail, charged with driving under the influence.
Yeah, because it apparently counts as driving, even if you haven't moved anywhere, as long as the engine's on.
Mm-hmm. As soon as you turn the key in the vehicle, then...
yeah, I found that out because...
Charge most vehicle.
I found that out because of watching Scrubs.
Ah.
Because there was an episode where JD's pushing his scooter home, but he's got it turned on so he can hear the radio, and because he's walking it home after drinking, and they're like, do a breathalyzer on him, and they give him a DUI, because they're like, well, the key's turned, so...
Well, there we go, that's nostalgia, ladies and gentlemen.
Don't try to push your car home when you're drunk.
Yeah. Right, what's next? Okay. I don't know about you, but whenever I get, well, maybe not these days, but more when I was a kid, when I used to get a box of cereal, and they'd always have the little prize at the bottom.
Yep.
You're always like, oh, you know, it annoys me the fact that you see kids on the telly, on the advert, they'd open their box of cereal, pour it into the bowl, and the thing comes out into the bowl. It's like, wow, it's a fucking whistle or whatever. The prize inside. But in reality, no one ever waited for it to just come out as they were pouring it. Everyone, as soon as they opened it, they dived in their hand right at the bottom of the fucking bag that the stuff comes in to get the toy.
Yeah.
Everyone does it. Well, imagine if you did that and you dived into your box of Rice Krispies. Oh, I wonder what it is. Is it a fucking whistle? Is it a fucking toy of, I don't know, whatever.
Decoder ring.
Yeah, decoder ring, whatever. Ice Age movies out or whatever. No, you found a dead mouse instead. Although it seems that this guy actually, in the story we're going to be talking about now, he actually did it like the kids in the advert. He's pouring himself some cereal when the rodent rolled into the bowl.
He was like, alliteration.
Not quite. It says, however, it wasn't until he actually started eating his breakfast that he realised what was in the milk.
Yeah.
Wait, what was in the milk?
A dead mouse.
Blech.
Now, where's he from? Doesn't say where he's from. So what kind of accent or voice should we do for this one, Andy?
Russian.
Well, we already done a Russian dude.
Edwin.
I was horrified because I'd already eaten one mouthful and was about to have a second. I saw this dark shape appear in the milk, but I didn't realize what it was until I fished it out with my spoon, don't you know? I was like, oh my goodness.
Change places!
Change places!
We have a spokesman from Kellogg's. You can do this, guy.
Kellogg's said it was an extremely rare case. He said, "We're devastated and we will be investigating it fully."
This is Louis Armstrong for Kellogg's. Thank you for listening.
They're great.
It's Tony the Tiger now. Right, okay. Now, next up is a story that I showed Andy yesterday, and I said we have to use this.
Yes.
Now, again, I'm just going to read this one outright. Because this one's written by the Daily Mail, and they say beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Oh, in fact, if it's Daily Mail, I'll go for a very British voice. Okay. They say beauty is in the eye of the beholder, but for one man from northern China, this was not the case. Earlier this year, Zhang Fiang divorced and sued his wife for being ugly. Yes. He won his case and was awarded little under £75,000 by the judge. Mr. Feng said he took issue with his wife's looks only after the couple's daughter was born. He was shocked by the child's appearance, calling her incredibly ugly, and saying she looked like neither one of her parents. Mr. Feng was so outraged by this, he initially accused his wife of cheating. Faced with the accusation, his wife admitted to spending around £62,000 on plastic surgery, which had altered her appearance drastically. She had had the work done before she met her husband and never told him about it after they met. Mr. Feng filed for divorce, saying that his wife had deceived him and convinced him to marry her under false pretenses. The judge agreed with him and awarded him the damages. Oh, you ugly! I mean, you got a before and after photo there, and I mean, there was money well spent. But, I mean, that's how insensitive is that? It's like, oh, we just had a daughter together. Oh, she's my little bundle of what the fuck is that? Andy's got a son. I've got a daughter. I mean, the things you do when you look at your kid and you think you think, oh my god, it's the most beautiful thing I've ever seen in my life. But this guy clearly not. This guy's like, fuck. Stick it. It's basket case. It's like stick it in the basement. No one needs to see that.
Quick, someone get a bag.
Yeah. Jesus. Yeah. So, but I think the best part of this story is the fact that the judge went, yeah, she was fucking ugly, mate.
Yeah.
That's brilliant. So lesson for us all there. If you meet someone, make sure that they weren't born hideously ugly.
Aww.
What? What are you awing about?
Not all of us can be born pretty.
I'm not saying I'm fucking, I'm trying to think who's a handsome man. Who's handsome?
Chris Hemsworth.
Yeah,
Oh.
I'm not Thor. I'll be the first guy in the room to say, God damn, But, it's at the end of the day, I know that I'm not the most attractive guy out there. But, I wouldn't, have a kid with someone and go, fuck, what the shit's that? That's just rude.
I'm kind of wondering, does he have to pay child support? Because the kid's his.
That's true. Well, he's got 75 grand. I think he can afford it. No, I mean, it's like I could understand them saying, did you have an affair? Because the child doesn't look like me or you, so that, but clearly, it's his. I could understand them asking, did you have an affair? But coming out and just saying, why is our kid fucking ugly?
Yeah.
Well, and our final story this week then is, I thought this was pretty apt when I saw this one. There's a petition been started in Sweden. They want to change the definition of a particular word in the Svenska Akademiens Ordlista, which is basically a dictionary. It says they define the word nerd as a simple-minded and laughable person. However, nerds and enthusiasts in Sweden are appalled at the outdated view and have launched the online petition dubbed the
Oh, fucking
Nerd Prophet.
Nerd Prophet, the Nerd Manifesto. Basically, they want to get that definition changed. It says, we've got a Swedish voice, okay.
And I'm going to translate that now into, a nerd is a person with strong interests, a person with enormous drive and engagement. You can be a gaming nerd, a horse nerd, a word nerd, or a study nerd. Together we can give a new meaning to the word and give us nerds the status we deserve.
Sounds like the weirdest rhyming scheme.
That's like a fucking...
Together we can give new meaning to the word and give us nerds the status we deserve.
Nerds.
The petition founder was Ludwig Johnson, and he's told the Dagens Nyheter newspaper, many considered the Zems to be nerds, and we thought they should be able to be proud about it. When we saw Sal's definition of the word, we made the appeal to give the nerds satisfaction. That doesn't rhyme properly.
No, it doesn't.
No. He said, the word's meaning has certainly changed somewhat since 2005, and it's become more neutral. We'll be looking if the definition needs to be changed, says Sven Gore Malgrim. There's a editor of the dictionary with the funny name that I'm not going to repronounce.
Uh-huh.
So, what do you think, sir? Should nerd be changed?
Yes. Especially if it means simpleton.
Pretty much, yeah. What do you say, Christina? Do you agree or disagree?
I really don't even know what the definition of a nerd is anymore, because everything, like, people say people are nerds, and then some will say you're a geek and other things. It's like, really, is there even a difference?
Well, we don't like geeks on this podcast.
Because of the 50-foot geek.
But, no, I suppose, our intro does say we discuss everything in geekdom, so, whatever. But, nerds, geeks, whatever, the geeks will inherit the earth, innit, you know what I mean? Nerds rule these days. No, what are we on now? The people who were basically starting to run the world now grew up in the 80s, and the 80s was the big nerd boom. Think about what was, all the movies that were starting to come up. We were starting to have the emergence of computers in movies. We had, like, your Trons, you had your War Games, Weird Science, all that kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. You had your TV shows, you had your Ghostbusters, your Ninja Turtles, your Transformers, Thundercats, Dungeons and Dragons, all that stuff was in the 80s, and the kids who grew up on all that are now in charge of the world. So it's like, the geek have inherited the earth, essentially.
Yep.
So it's actually cool to be into these things now, especially since, like, the X-Men movies, Spider-Man movies, Iron Man, all of that. That's really changed, how we view cinema in terms of bringing comics to the screen and what have you, making geek culture more accessible in a way. Because, back before, say, 10 years ago, maybe slightly more, you walked into a comic shop, you didn't have a fucking clue what was going on. But now that you've seen, like, a new Spider-Man movie or a new Iron Man movie, or anything like that, you can pick up these characters in the books and go, I know who that is.
Mm-hmm.
So that kind of stuff, is more accessible these days. So I think the definition does need to be changed. I think it is up there with a fan, essentially someone who has... I think it's the next step after fan. A fan is someone who likes and follows, say a musician or a TV show or something like that.
Right,
whereas nerd... Sorry?
I'll be back in a second. Hold on.
Where are you going?
I feel like I'm going to throw up.
Oh, okay.
Oh
God, he's gone. Just to continue my rant there, as I say, a fan is someone who enjoys watching a particular program or a film or listening to music or whatever. A nerd is someone who will take that to the next level, who will learn about these things, who will digest that information. And, it may be useless information to some, but to others, they're like, oh shit, he actually knows that, I know that as well. So you feel that you're not alone in a sense.
I agree that they should, like, change it, because, like, really the term simpleton is, well, stupid.
Yeah.
I've never understood the whole definition of anything because, like you said, in the 80s, like, nerds were, like, my idea of nerds were, the people,
nerds,
like, pocket protectors, and were, like, geniuses.
Yeah.
And geeks
Glasses,
geeks were, like, Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah. Yeah.
But now it's like everything's melded together.
Exactly.
So now it's like there's not even a definition anymore.
Exactly. I mean, what are the biggest selling video games on the planet? It's like role-playing games, like Final Fantasy, that kind of stuff. I mean, that is essentially Dungeons and Dragons, but on a computer system, essentially, isn't it? I mean, obviously there's Dungeons and Dragons video games, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
It's just that taken to the next step. And as I say, I think a nerd is someone, a fan is someone who has an interest in these things. A nerd is someone who has a vested interest in these things, who takes the time to learn about them. And I think a nerd should be the definition of a nerd should be as they said there, a person with enormous drive and engagement. Someone who learns about a subject to the point where, someone who likes something to the point where they will actively go and learn about it. That kind of thing. It's like, take, for example, say, Greg Nicotero. He's a producer on The Walking Dead now, ran KNB Effects Group for many, many years. The guy grew up watching, like, 60s and 70s horror films. Yep. And he liked them so much, he was like, I want to learn how to do that. So he went off, and he learned. And now the guy's won Oscars and stuff because he was a horror movie nerd. Special effects nerd. So, there you go. I mean, Peter Jackson, Tolkien nerd. Made 3 amazing movies, is about to make 3 more. Winning Oscars.
I think Peter Jackson should do Star Wars.
I think he's got his hands full, though. Maybe by the time episode 9 comes around. Yeah.
He could do the 4th trilogy.
Yeah. 10, 11, 12, yeah. I think he'd probably be burned out.
I'm back, sorry about that.
Hello, sir, you okay?
Yeah, I just think I might have picked up whatever it was that Connor had the other day, because he kept doing that the other day, just randomly throwing up for no reason.
Well,
so,
never mind.
Anyway.
You're just in time to end the show.
Yes.
Okay, so that's our discussion on the word nerd anyway. So, yeah. Right, okay, well that's going to do it for this week then. I'd like to thank our guest Christina for coming along and joining us on this episode. Do you want to give everyone a bit of a shout as to where they can find you online and what have you?
At Twitter as Tina Reichel, and
you're probably going to have to spell that for people.
TinaReichl on Twitter. And on Tumblr,
someone with a Tumblr. Oh. First time we've ever had a guest with a Tumblr page.
The Monica's got 2 of them, but she didn't plug them for me.
Oh.
Basically,
did she?
Tumblr.com/ZombieNightingale. Or no, ZombieNightingale.tumblr.com.
Okay. Sounds good. And if you want to check out the Princess Cast, where Christina is an occasional guest, but not a permanent member, apparently, then you can get that over at the PCN, the Podcast Network. Is that right?
Yep.
Yep.
Right, okay.
If you just search panels on pages on iTunes, it'll come up there too. Okay. And you can also find it on YouTube too.
And you can find the Princess Cast on Twitter.
Are you on Twitter? The Princess Cast on Twitter as well? I assume it's just at Princess Cast.
It's at the Princess Cast.
At the Princess Cast. Yes. Okay. Fair enough. And if you ever want to go and watch them on their Google Hangout sometime, then you're sad and should get a life and come to Facebook or Twitter.
But watch them on YouTube.
Yeah, just watch them on YouTube. Simple as.
You can marvel at Christina's slightly perfect teeth.
I wondered what you were going to say then, mate. I did worry.
No, I'm pretty sure I've told you that before, haven't I?
Yep.
I'm going to have to check this out now. I'm going to have to get on the YouTube after we've finished here.
Yeah, I thought she was wearing a gum shield.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we'll leave it there then. So, that's the Attack of the 50-Foot Nerds of this week.
We haven't given out our details.
I'm just about to do that. God, again now. Yeah, you can catch us on our Twitter, which is at 50-Foot Nerds, or individuals, which is mine is at Mike G. Bell.
Mine is at Vaults of Exoth.
Eventually. Get us on the email, which is 50footnerds@gmail.com, or catch us on Facebook at facebook.com/Attack of the 50-Foot Nerds. In that case of the show this week then, my name is Mike Bell.
My name is Vomity McGee.
And I'm Christina.
Nerd out.
Geek out.
Nerd out.
Nerd out. Nerd out.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye.
This isn't hardcore, this is for the art dorks, theater geeks and comic book losers and all the smart sorts. This is for the tabletop dice rollers and poetry readers and every nerdy kid who's still repping the art form. So join the nerd corps. Here's your application. Join the nerd corps. You know we're all waiting. Join the nerd corps. You know we're coming through. So listen up, here's what the core can do for you.
Now we're mixing up a mash of living with the brain we're given and revealing proof of truth every time we go to spit it. As a kid, these security engineers were just my critics. My tactics signed a paycheck, they hated to admit it. I went from blasting out words to defeat with the brute force to blasting out words to a beat. Now we're dual core, redaction omitted. You're picking a vice, so choose four. Packing up all the passwords, what you make an excuse for? It's the nerd core, passing through these mazes. It's the nerd core, accepting applications. No need to interview for proof, you just do it. Through and through, you're true to you love it and pursue it. It's not sci-fi, it's your wildest dream rebooted. A whole entire team of cyber fiends that I recruited. I smile at ease and fire keys on my machine to do it, while I package pipes and screams acquire screens on your computer.
This isn't hardcore, this is for the art dorks, theater geeks and comic book losers and all the smart sorts. This is for the tabletop dice rollers and poetry readers and every nerdy kid who's still repping the art form. So join the nerd corps. Here's your application. Join the nerd corps. You know we're all waiting. Join the nerd corps. You know we're coming through. So listen up, here's what the core can do for you.
And this is for the kids at home who twiddle their thumbs, cause they didn't go to their senior prom and have fun. And instead they coded all night until they saw the daylight. Leveled up their Pokemon, headshots at every campsite. We fought from normal because normal wasn't having us, so we could find up geeky ways to celebrate ventriloquists. Failed the fitness test, so jocks became the nemesis. But you didn't know the quarterback cosplays Full Metal Alchemist. We take it from the shade and put it in the spotlight. Appropriated music, they say, but it always feels right. A gang of gentlemen that's not too good with ladies, and ladies not obsessed with gender roles and having babies. So hip-hop can get repetitive, we hit them with a combo breaker. Every day is WrestleMania, and I'm the Undertaker. The kind of people getting autographs from stage text. Welcome to our all-star army made up of rejects.
This isn't hardcore, this is for the art dorks, theater geeks and comic book losers and all the smart sorts. This is for the tabletop dice rollers and poetry readers and every nerdy kid who's still repping the art form. So join the nerd corps. Here's your application. Join the nerd corps. You know we're all waiting. Join the nerd corps. You know we're coming through. So listen up, here's what the core can do for you. Yo, whatever you want, whatever you do, whatever you're working with, whatever the fun, I'm repping my crew wherever the Wi-Fi service is. It's me and Beefy go back like finding the Metroid special weapons, dropping bombs like Legend of Zelda secret entrances. So face it, kid, your braces hit all of your pearly whites. I reminisce, cause those were really the best, all of those nerdy nights. We used to have those epic title fights and jumping from our beds and landing a flying elbow, laughing till it hurt our sides. I'm proud to say that every day I'm still the same, and if you're jumping on a train and shit, I really can't complain. Even Kanye's geeking out over Momofuku meals, even Pharrell's a toy collector in between his record deals. Yeah, I don't fit nicely in your category, so guess what? I think some party rap is dope, I think some nerdcore music sucks. And you can believe we do our best to make the opposite, and Beefy keep on rocking it, and 80 keep on rocking it. Yeah. This isn't hardcore, this is for the art dorks, theater geeks and comic book losers and all the smart sorts. This is for the tabletop dice rollers and poetry readers and every nerdy kid who's still repping the art form. So join the nerd corps. Here's your application. Join the nerd corps. You know we're all waiting. Join the nerd corps. You know we're coming through. So listen up, here's what the core can do for you.
If you've enjoyed the nerddom in your ears, then please follow us on Twitter at 50footnerds, or email us anything except spam at 50footnerds@gmail.com.
Okay, there we go.
I'm gonna go to bed.
You're gonna go to bed?
Yep.
Okay, yeah, because, well, got you to midnight, so that's not bad. But, okay then.
What time do you have to be up?
4:30.
Oh shit! Sorry. I'm so sorry, I didn't know you had to be up that early, fuck. Alright, well you go now then. Alright.
Okay, bye.
And, speak to you soon, Sue. It was great to have you on. Bye.
Thank you, bye.
Bye.
See ya.
Fucking hell, you didn't tell me she had to be up that early.
I didn't realise that she did every day.
Fuck. Oh well, never mind. So are you alright, or are you still queasy?
I think after I've actually thrown something up, I feel a bit better.
Have you actually been sick, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. 50-foot nerds, bringing you vomit breaks since 2012.
Yeah. I'm actually going to leave that in the edit too.
Dude, because I kept talking. So...
Oh, good.
Yeah, I just kept it rolling. You just like, oh, I'm going to be sick. I was like, okay, well, I'll just keep ranting. Blah, 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 blah.
Okay.
Yeah.